Well, howdy, folks. Welcome to our final one shot in the Nerdsmith Subdrive 2019. So glad all of you could join us for this, a very, very special homebrew fantasy western game of Dungeons and or Dragons. With me, I have a fantastic group of players who I think first we'll go through and just introduce ourselves. Don't introduce your characters yet. We'll get to that in the game. But I myself, my name is Matthew A. Seibert. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the Dungeon Master of the Land Above podcast, which is part of the Nerdsmith Network. I'm also the host of Homebrew Studio, which is a weekly stream that we have every Wednesday night that does homebrew material live on stream. And with me, let's see, Gabby, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Gabby. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me mostly on Countless Heroes. That's pretty much the only show I'm really a part of on this network for now. Countless Heroes. That's pretty much what I'm on. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Blabby_Gabby. I think it's in the thingy that we always put up for our profile. So yeah, that's where you'll find me. That's me. Okay.
And next, let's go to Heavenly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Heavenly. Tiz_. On Twitter. You may recognize my voice. I'm the host of Monster Crush, a Nerdsmith podcast. Or maybe you recognize my face because every other Tuesday I'm on Nerdsmith with Angela in the final rites. Either way, you can find me haunting the channel in lots of little places. Very excited to be here.
Thank you. And Caden.
Hi, I'm Caden. I use he-haw
pronouns.
He-haw pronouns. Hell yeah! I use he-him pronouns. I am at Fatebound Knight on Twitter. I play Nathaniel Brell, Human Warlock, Pact of the Fiend, on Countless Heroes. I'm small, I'm annoying, and I'm loud. I like long walks in the park. And I am...
Checks out.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I post art constantly. I scream about D&D, and I just overall am a nerd. So come say hi.
And our guest who is not part of Nerdsmith at the moment, Allie, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Allie. I am kind of around on the internet doing all sorts of nerdy things, mostly like making way too many GIFs than is good for me during the school year.
You're such an animal.
That's most of what I do. I never shut up on Twitter, so if that interests you, follow me on Twitter.
And finally, Angela, would you introduce yourself, please?
I'm sorry, I'm still recovering from that. Hi, I'm Angela. I'm at I use she, her pronouns. I'm at darling_gypsum on Twitter. And if you also, like Heavenly, haunt the halls of Nerdsmith, you'll find me all over the place. I'm a host on Discover RPG. I play Syl, a barbarian on Countless Heroes. I play Adelaide on Shenanigans and Jovi on Final Rites. So, playing too much D&D, y'all.
No such thing.
You're not playing enough.
Right. As we mentioned at the top of the program, this is our last one-shot stream. Today's actually the last day of our Nerdsmith 2019 Subdrive, where we ask those of you out there to please help support the network so we can continue to bring you all the great free nerdy entertainment that we love to make. You can go to our website at nerdsmith.org/subdrive right now to see all of the various tiers and rewards we have for people who are subscribing during our subdrive, and think about possibly giving us some monetary support. Our most common tier is the Sidekick tier, which is at $10 per month. At that, you get half off of Nerd Alerts, which is just a short message that we read out during one of our podcast or streaming programs that you can say, just a shout out to your friends or family. We have a 2019 subscriber exclusive enamel pin that everyone at our $10 tier gets. We also have access to an exclusive channel on our Discord server just for subscribers where you can hang out and talk to the creators on our network. Up from that, from the $10 tier, we have the $20 per month champion tier. You get all of the previous rewards from the Sidekick tier, plus a free Nerd Alert and a free metal D20 from our sponsors Die Hard Dice, who make exceptionally beautiful custom metal dice. You also get a digital download of our 2019 Nerdsmith cookbook. Now, this is something really special that one of our directors has been putting together with recipes from all the different creators and shows on the network, and it's been put together in sort of the theme of a D&D old school adventure module with editor's commentary from Pip, one of the characters on our Countless Heroes stream. Up from there, you get the Superstar tier at $35 per month. You get all of the previous rewards plus a Nerdsmith mug for holding liquid beverages or possibly dice, if you're like me. Physical copy of the 2019 Nerdsmith cookbook. And again, access to an exclusive channel on our Discord. If that's a little bit out of your budget range, we still appreciate your support. We have our $5 Minion tier. You don't get any of those other special goodnesses, though you do get exclusive access to an exclusive channel on our Discord. And every tier, no matter how much, gets access to a veritable mountain of bonus content that all of our creators and shows have been putting together to say thank you for subscribing and giving us your support. So we've got extra podcasts, like Session
Live
Zeros,
episodes.
bloopers, live episodes, all kinds of great stuff to say thank you for subscribing. But you do have to subscribe today. This is the last day, April 30th, to subscribe and get those extra special goodies. So, with that out of the way, I think we can move on and get in the yeehaw spirit, as it were, as we move into our game for today. So, well, hello there, my friends. I must say, does us so good to see so many faces gathered here this particular evening. Suppose y'all have come to hear old Eli spin a story. Well, so happens I know a tale that might suit your disposition. Before I begin, though, I reckon there's a thing or two I might need to school you on, being that y'all are new to these parts. You see, once upon a time, realizing as I do that this is an opening one would expect to hear at the start of a fairy tale, and, well, this story ain't far from. In an age what we call the Old World, world was filled with magic. There was magic that came from the land and the water and the air. There was magic that came from the old gods and their pantheons, what folks used to worship. And there was a third kind of magic, a dark magic they called arcane. And on the back of all that magic, folks, they built themselves great kingdoms and empires. They brought all manner of wonder into being. Back then, you see, folks, they tended to keep to their own. And so you had dwarf kingdoms and elf kingdoms, and human kingdoms, and dragon kingdoms, and so on and so on. And sometimes those kingdoms, they'd up and fight in bloody wars. And when those wars was done, well, everything would settle for a bit. And that's how it was. Now, stories that pass on, they don't tell us when or how, only what was. And what was a calamity that damn near ended the world. We call it the end days. A time when hell opened up and swallowed the whole world like a hog gulping down a radish. Cyclones of fire scorched the land while plagues ran rampant. Devils and demons and all manner of twisted creature tore past the veil into our world, bringing havoc and ruin. Even the dead rose up out of their graves and turned on their descendants with horrifying cruelty. Weren't much that survived the end days, and those few who marched on through the wastes of what their world had become did so with harrowed souls. All would have been lost, if not for the coming of the good Saint Alvin. The good saint rounded up every soul he could find and led them through the wastes to the furthest corner of the world, a place left miraculously untouched by the end days. He called it the Bay of Renewal. It lay beyond a shielding wall of mountains we call Gallenite Crest. And there, safe and well provided, civilization began again, and the Second World was begat. Those who gathered in the Bay of Renewal had come from distant places, spoke different tongues, possessed within them most every distinct ancestry the old world had known. Those differences were quickly put aside, and all came together under the leadership of the man who had saved them from the wasteland. Some years later, after good St. Alvin passed on from this life, his teachings and wisdom, they was gathered in a volume by his 3 students, and in short order that became the basis of the church, which carried on authoritating in the good saint's place. Time passed, and people, as is their nature, give rise to new generations. With each successive cycle of birth, space in the Bay of Renewal grew more and more confined. The bay, being hemmed in as it is by mountains, could only allow for so many. And so, as conditions grew more cramped and crowded, curious minds turned to the land beyond the mountains. Now there's no disputing the bravery of those first souls who packed up wagons and headed west into the wasteland. Most of them never made it as far as they'd hoped. But with time and determination, settlements were planted, crops were sown, and civilization began to creep back into the world. Nowadays, we call the stretch from the Gallenite Crest to the Sundered Peaks in the west the Territories. It's 400 miles end to end of red dust and deadly brush, with the occasional sign of life that ain't a raptor or a rattlesnake. For some folks, it's home. For others, it's opportunity far from the strict control of the church. As for me, well, I suppose it's a bit of both. And for you, I reckon that's on you to decide. But having said my piece on the matter of how we find ourselves in the time and place that we are, let me begin my tale. Now, as for the particulars of what I'm about to tell y'all, whether they be fact or fancy is just a matter y'all gonna have to decide for yourselves. After all, were never a story worth telling wasn't a little on the tall side. Now this here tale, it regards a company of mercenaries, guns for hire with a talent for putting hurt on a body, and a willingness to do just that for an agreeable price. We'll get to them in just a minute. What you gotta know here, my friends, is that these here mercenaries had gone and signed a contract to guard a special delivery what needed to be moved from Heaven's Promise in the Bay of Renewal all the way out to Garnet City, the biggest settlement in the territories. Now that's a long road, and it's a road fraught with perils for the righteous and the sinful alike. Little did our soldiers of fortune realize when they set out that it would prove to be their road to perdition. It began on a lonesome, dusty trail, carved through the scrub brush. 2 covered wagons pulled by oxen rumbled along the uneven road under the beaten-down heat of the summer sun. Escorting the small caravan were 5 alert and well-armed individuals. Now, remind me, which one of y'all was it that was leading this here convoy?
That'd be me.
Elias. All right. Why don't you,
Nope,
not
that-
Elias?
Rowan.
Rowan.
That was
Rowan,
Rowan.
sorry.
I was gonna speak up, but I guess not.
I heard a
Hello?
voice and none of the cameras moved. I apologize. So. Rowan, why don't you tell our friends here what you look like and what you are riding on in this here convoy?
Well, Rowan, as you can kindly see, is a tiefling. A little bit hard to hide the horns, despite their pretty nice-looking cowboy hat. They tend to wear a very dark cloak. You would think that they would be melting in this heat, but it doesn't seem to bother them too much. They got some very dark tan skin, kind of dark, shortish hair that's a little hard to see under the hat, and very lavender eyes. On the riding horse that they have kindly named Stars, walking beside them in Stars is a mountain lion, a very soft-looking mountain lion, obviously well cared for and bathed often, that some of you might have heard was named Cactus, or as you probably heard Rowan call her, Catty.
Nice. And you are a trekker, is that
That
right?
I am.
What people in the old world might have called a ranger. So, I want you to do me a favor here, Rowan. I want you to roll a d6 for me. Tell me what you get.
A 1.
1. Well, Rowan, seems to be there's a member of your company who you just don't trust. Why don't you tell me which one it is?
Ooh, giving me a fun one. Okay. I'll roll a d4. Why not? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, d4.
Yep, that's how you count.
Thanks, Kaden.
Proud of you.
That would be Hestius.
That's
Nice.
fair. That's fair.
It's just how the screen works and the order y'all were and the die that I rolled. It worked out.
Okay. Hestius, would you describe for our audience here what your current appearance is and what you'd be riding?
Hestius' appearance is a little hard to tell on a normal day, but luckily they're in possession of a fresh corpse on this fine ride. Right now, they've taken up residence in a squat, angry-looking dwarf with wild silver hair and a large, bushy beard. And this dwarf looks like he's had a rough life. There are marks, scars, wrinkles, pocks across his face. But if you look really close, you can see the slit across his throat that must have been what did him in. Regardless, his body's in good hands since Hestius has taken over. Hestius, now Alphenmit, is riding a very squat pony that's been with them since they first came to the territories and has taken their bodies no matter the shape or size. So it's a good pony. Slow, not a fighter, but loyal.
Now, what folks in our here audience may not understand really is that Hestius here ain't your normal type of mortal individual. They are what is known as a grim, which is to say a demonic spirit trapped in this realm that has to move from corpse to corpse in order to interact with the material world. Their current body being that of poor Alphenmit, who ran into an unfortunate accident. Do me a favor here, Hestius. Roll a d6 for me. Tell me what you get. And we just lost somebody.
Oh no. 2.
2. Hestius, you are indebted to one of your companions. Why don't you tell me which one it is?
Maybe I'll go with the similar trend here and I'll roll a d4. See what we got. Kind of like leaving it up to fate.
Alright. It can't be Rowan, but any of the others.
Oh no, I rolled Rowan. I'll roll again. I am indebted to Cat? Is that your character's name?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure I was reading the right title there. I'm indebted to Cat.
You're indebted to Cat. Interesting. Cat. While we are waiting for Rowan to rejoin us, won't you describe for us your appearance and what you are riding?
So if you're looking at the others, you might have to look down a little bit lower to see me. I am a small halfling woman, long dark hair, and a black flat-brimmed hat, and I am riding a mutt of a dog, Australian Shepherd mix. So it's a time. Their name is Pep. I'm wearing, like, my coat kind of drapes down over their back and covers the both of us almost when I'm riding them, but just reaches my feet when I'm walking.
Nice. Now, Kat, why don't you roll a d6 for me? Tell me what you get.
4.
4. Kat, there's one member of your company that you'd go to great lengths to protect. Why don't you tell me which one it is? It has to be either Elias or Midge.
Elias.
Mm. So if Elias was in danger, you'd go to great lengths to protect him. Elias, won't you describe for our audience here what you look like and what you happen to be riding this here day?
Well, you just so happen to steal my voice and part of my name, so, we'll see what we can do. Elias Fletcher is a very large, very kind of on the heftier side, brass dragonborn. He is a priest of the Church of good old St. Alvin, and he has his own plans and his own, I guess you'd say his own drive to do what he's doing. That's all I'd really say.
What is it that is conveying Elias this day?
Today it's getting these here idiots to not die. That is what is compelling him today to be true.
What is he traveling upon?
Right, that's what you meant. He is riding his draft horse. Her name is Dolly. Dolores is her full name, but he calls her Dolly. She's got she's a chestnut, and she's got a white star on her.
All right. Elias, won't you roll a d6 for me, please?
That's a teal.
Elias, won't you roll that d6 again for me? We've already had it.
All right. We already have.
We had a 1. Roll again.
4.
We had a 4. Roll again.
Oh my shit.
Just pick a number!
3.
All right. Ooh, Elias, you harbor a personal grudge against one of your companions, and since there's only one left, that grudge is against Midge.
Don't have any idea why. But it looks
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Finally, we come right around to the proper cowgirl herself. Midge, would you describe yourself and what you are riding today?
With pleasure. Name is Midrigal. You could call me Midge. Midge is a minotaur. She has nice dark chocolate-covered fur all over herself, a little beaten, worn around the edges, a little bit of salt and pepper here and there in spots, you know, lived in the world. She's got probably what one would assume to be slightly smaller than average horns for a minotaur, but compensated by the fact that she has a steady, thicket of briar thorns covering each of the horns and making them quite robust. And she can, with very little prompting, sort of manipulate those thorns with her magics to, make them more intimidating as needed. She's wearing a real simple leather poncho, and she is atop a beast of a pack horse named Leonard. He and she get along quite well, partly due to the fact that they both consume quite a bit of food. And it was my thought that perhaps Midge let her horse eat Elias's horse's feed at one point, because he works real hard and he needs his energy and strength up. And Midge might have also partook. So might have been a situation just inconvenience and lack of trust there on personal property law.
All right. Midge, I want you to flip a coin for me. Or as close as you can approximate.
Flip a coin. I'll do D4's odds and evens then. So heads are odd, tails are even.
Okay.
That's an even, so tails.
Okay. You and one of your companions share a secret you've sworn never to tell anyone. Which one is it? And since you're the last, you can pick any of the others.
I'm gonna say I want to know what Hestius's secrets are. So I'm gonna say that she knows something about Hestius that nobody else does.
You and Hestius share a secret that you have sworn never to speak again.
Our secret is that we do killer duets at karaoke.
I approve of this. You
Well,
ever
now
heard of
it's not a
Singing
secret
Cowgirl?
anymore. All right, so as we begin our tale, there's a few little things we need to figure out here. Now, Midge, won't you tell me y'all are a company of mercenaries. What is the name of your mercenary company?
Oh gosh. Let's see. We are, let's say something about something that we tried to sound real intimidating, but doesn't really mean much since everybody might use this phrase. The Offlanders or the Outlanders. We're like from out, even though only a few of us are actually from out here.
And Elias, I want you to tell me, out of the five of you, who has the highest rank?
Rank as in...
Like, who's the boss of the rest of the company?
I don't want to be so forward as to say myself, but I think it might be myself.
Alright.
He's the man, literally.
Well, I was more so thinking I'm older than all of y'all. For what I think looks at.
That is quite an assumption,
Looks at.
my friend.
I'm
Kat,
technically immortal, but
Just gonna put that out there, but
sure,
that's none
you
of my
can be the
business.
oldest if you want. I reckon
Yeah,
probably
but
be
that's-
taking control of everything.
That's none of their business.
Kat, why don't you tell me the name of the individual who's hired y'all on this particular contract?
I think we got hired by someone. I think their name is Jamie Rockefeller.
Jamie Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
We've been hired by one of the Rockefellers themselves. I think we're gonna make out pretty good in the end here, y'all.
Watch it be like an Earth Genasi. Get he's a Rockefeller.
Just Rockefeller.
If that was your next question, Matthew, that is my answer.
What? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said if your next question was what kind of person was he, he'd be an Earth Genasi because he's a rock feller.
Rockefeller. That's right. And then Hestius, won't you tell me what is it exactly that y'all have been hired to guard on this delivery?
Well, Rockefeller's got himself a real pretty little daughter, and she's going off to get her wedding dress tailored just right. It's a dangerous place out here in the territories. Someone's got to make sure she gets there in one piece.
Okay. And what is her name, the young Miss Rockefeller?
Her name is...
I got one.
The first word that I just saw in my book was bastard.
Her name is Bastard.
Her name is Bastard Rockefeller. Her name is Dorothy. Her name is Dorothy Rockefeller.
Love it.
There we go. Dorothy Rockefeller.
This is my daughter. I love her. Her name is Bastard. She's the light of my life. I'd do anything for Bastard.
Oh my.
That beautiful.
Ah, my stomach hurts.
My beautiful, beautiful bastard.
Now, unfortunately, it looks like Rowan may not be returning to us, or it may take a little bit of time. So we're just going to continue on with the four of us for the time
just
being,
the
such as it is. So, the trail through the territories is treacherous. There are any number of dangers around, which you all, as experienced and highly qualified guards, are keeping an eye out for. I'd like all of you to give me perception rolls.
Dirty 20.
7.
15.
That is a 12. 12, sir.
Okay. Kat, you are the first to notice. I think because you're traveling along the northern side of this here convoy, you notice a dust cloud beginning to form off to the north a bit of ways on the horizon. As it grows larger and larger, Elias, you begin to take notice as well.
What the hell is that?
Okay, so I wasn't just seeing things.
Nah, not just you. Kind of elbows Midge, not like aggressively, just kind of like bop, like.
Don't kind of kick my horse. What's up?
You see that? Over there, Midge.
Yeah.
Do you not find that at least the least bit concerning?
I lived out here for a while. You see all sorts of strange shit.
I mean, that's fair.
She is very unperturbed by this.
Kat, you start to hear what sounds like voices. Dozens of voices that are hollering and a whooping as this cloud gets closer.
Question. Are they humanoid?
You peer out into the distance, and you just start to make out what looks to be a group of humanoid creatures headed your way. In fact, you know what this is. This here is a raiding party of Greeblies. Astride their brood wolves, they's charging directly for you.
Oh, great.
Oh.
All right.
Arm up.
Oh, and it looks like we may be getting Rowan back.
There they are.
That's fine. Rowan just had to deal with the necessaries and then caught back up with us. It was fine.
Rowan just had to take a.
I suppose you want to phrase it like that, sure.
Let's see.
And what did you refer to them as?
A wool party of greeblies.
Greebly.
Greeblies.
Greebly. Okay.
Hey, everyone's back, but we're gonna have to quickly change our cameras around. So, yeah, everyone's out of place on the stream. So,
We're gonna fix it. It's
Do
fine.
do we need to turn our cameras off and turn them back on
Go into the
order? Will that be
All right.
Hold
Hold on, folks.
Zoom group chat. Zoom group chat.
and then Heavenly, turn yours back on. Caden, then Allie. Hey, it looks like we might be back in the right places.
Hey.
Look at us.
Woo! And then somebody dropped out again. And we lost Rowan.
Oh
We lost
no.
Rowan again.
Oh, Rowan again.
Oh dear.
Aw.
Sorry for technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
I do enjoy the musical characters, though. All right, quick. Heavenly, you're mid. Go.
Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. I don't reckon this party's big enough for all of us, and Midge attacks everyone.
And you're back to Hestius. Oh man, darn. Just missed
Oh, sorry there, Midge. I think I might have possessed you there for a second. I'm real sorry about that. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, that was all
right.
fine.
Logan, I know you've got a lot going on, but can you change us over to our battle playlist, please, when you have a second? As these greeblies riding their brood wolves come charging forward, what is it y'all would like to do?
Well,
Elias is gonna kind of roll up a sleeve, and he has a rosary wrapped around one of his arms.
The equivalent of a rosary with the star-shaped holy symbol of the good Saint Alvin, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's also got a.
Have a holy symbol and a gun.
Yeah, I want to prepare my 6-shooter to
All right.
go.
Y'all drawing, getting ready. They's closing in.
Well, no one's told me a damn thing, so I'm just looking at the horizon. Do you guys think that we can get tried on for some stuff too at this store? What?
Wide awake, open eyes forward.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
How long have y'all known that thing's been coming towards us? You didn't say
I thought you saw, Histy.
I'm here talking to the little lady in the back of the car trying to keep company because y'all
100
so...
yards, 50 yards.
Midge would like to do a thing.
Yes.
And
As they start getting closer, Midge is like, oh, no, this will not do at all. And she will grasp onto her holy symbol, which is a series of sort of antler pieces tied together in a shape. And she would like to use her ability that she has as a shaman to summon an elemental minion.
All right. Yeah, we did not say that at the top, but Midge is a
yes.
totemist, a totemist
totemist.
shaman.
So
She's a line of magic practitioners that trace themselves from the old world druids. So yes, you can summon forth an elemental. Which type of elemental would you like?
I would like to summon a gargoyle, please, if possible.
Alrighty then. So the ground between y'all and the Greeblies begins to shudder slightly and then cracks open, and out comes this stone-bodied creature with long, grotesque horns and wide bat wings. And is there... I'm not quite sure what Elias is doing, but it's fine.
His best, that's what he's
He's doing his best, that's right. And as it positions itself to intercept these here greeblies,
she's just gonna be like, yeah, you deal with those suckers.
okay.
That's her
He
command.
goes stomping forward into the line. You watch as spears and arrows start getting shot at this here gargoyle and bouncing off its stony flesh. And as these goblins come charging forward, anyone else want to do anything? Or are you going to leave the gargoyle to take on these few dozen greeblies by itself?
Nah, I can't let that gargoyle have all the. I'll draw out one of my guns. This here's manifest. Pull out the other one. This here's destiny. I'm gonna take aim and try and shoot at
All
something.
right.
Oh my god.
Would it hurt your gargoyle if I hit it?
We'll try not to.
Well, okay. I'm gonna try not to hit the gargoyle.
Thank you.
Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
All right. Okay, let me figure out where my weapons are in this thing. Here we go. All right, with my main weapon, I got a 21.
That will definitely hit a greebly.
And the damage on that first one is 5.
Okay?
Then I'm going to attack it with my second weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 8.
Okay. Roll
Does
damage.
that hit? Oh, damn.
Trying real
these
hard
little
not to hit that gargoyle.
The second damage.
What?
Right here. 4 damage on the second one.
Okay, you squeeze off 2 shots. You watch a
But
pair
I
of
get
these.
one more.
You do? Yep.
I get extra attacks. Let me just do my one more.
Damn, fast.
Um,
Bitch.
15 to hit the third time. That'll hit. And 11 damage on that.
There we go.
Don't shoot in the air in victory because you're wasting bullets.
Exactly. You watch as 2 of these greeblies go "Wah! Wah!" and fly off of their brood wolves. A third one you take aim and poof, goes right through the head, tumbles on down. Anyone else would like to do anything?
How many feet are they away from us?
Yeah, about 100 feet.
Damn. Okay. He is just gonna kind of spur Dolly on forward as up to where he's about 60 feet away from them. Is that something I can do? And he's just gonna kind of hold out the arm that has the holy symbol, and he whispers a prayer as he casts Sacred Flame to try to shoot one of them off of their mount.
Okay. What's your save DC?
That is a dex save of 14.
There's another one. He gets hit with this sacred flame and just falls to the ground. Now taking out 4 of these greeblies. But the rest are still charging. Probably 20 or so left.
I'd also like to move in so that I'm within like 40 feet of them and try to take off a couple shots at him.
Okay.
A 21 and a 22 to hit.
Those will definitely hit. Thank you, Joe Space, for following.
And 5 damage to one, 6 to the other.
Ooh, 2 more greeblies fall dead to the ground. The gargoyle goes charging in and starts clawing through the ranks of the remainder. You hear the whines and screams of brood wolves as they fall to the ground. Taking out about 10 of them at this point. A little over a dozen still charging your way. What would y'all like to do?
I'd like to pull out my longbow and maybe give it a shot.
All right.
Oh, there's a natural 20. I'm pretty darn good at bow shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, but shit at damage. That's a 3. That's 3 total piercing damage on one of them.
All right. You catch one of these greeblies, it falls dead. It actually trips up the brood wolf behind it, sort of tumbles over. The greebly that was riding it goes face planting through the dust.
Do have another thought, if anybody doesn't mind. But we're not really in like initiative, but I feel weird taking another turn.
Go ahead. Go ahead! Yell from forward.
Thank you. And she will grasp her focus again and reach out in the distance and cast Entangle on a big patch of them.
Nice.
So it's a 20-foot square, and just these vines and weeds and sort of they kind of look like the briars in her horns come up and try to restrain the greeblies.
So this twisting patch of briar and bramble comes twirling up around them, snaring the greeblies and their wolves alike, and they're all just now stuck about 20 yards out away from the rest of y'all. And you hear them.
Stay put.
You hear them hollering and screeching as they are trying to get free, but now they are firmly stuck in place.
I'll take another 2 shots at him.
Okay. Gonna be very easy.
Matthew, was I supposed to do double damage for
18
criticals?
and an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Add another 2 damage. I don't know if that hurt it slightly more or not.
18 and an 8, and then an 8 on one and 10 on the other.
Okay. You fire off. Pachoo, pachoo. Bullets just start ripping through these greeblies, which are now stuck in place. They are at your mercy to finish off if you please, or y'all can just get your convoy back on the road and keep going.
How many are
No,
left?
I'm gonna take a couple more shots.
Okay,
Why
there's
not?
about 10 left.
Yeah, pop these fuckers.
I mean, just might as well kill them all.
Just kill them all, it's fine, says the priest.
Kill them! All right, I'm gonna shoot with my main weapon here. First, 25. Take it, that hits.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 13 damage on that first one.
Ooh.
I'm gonna load up with my second gun. 17. Take it, that hit.
Mm-hmm.
4 damage on that one. Then I'm gonna take an extra attack with my main weapon. 19, not natural.
Okay.
Dirty. And that's a 9 with a third. And then I'll use my move action because I have the quick load feat to reload my first weapon. So I have 1 shot in my offhand and a fully loaded in my main hand.
Nice. All right, so there's about 6 greeblies left.
How many shots can we take if we have a gun? And we're not a gun hand?
How many attacks do you get? I think as a priest you just have 1.
I think I just have 1. Yeah, okay, so that's what I thought. He's just gonna pull out his fucking pepper box and he's gonna pop one. Hope. Show it. Sorry. This shit. It's Dex plus proficiency bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 15 to
That'll do.
and that is gonna be a D4.
Okay. So the last thing to pass through that particular greebly's mind, other than regret, was Elias's bullet. And the gargoyle comes in, just makes a mess, tearing up the rest of them.
Oh, that
You
was... Yep.
You hear from behind you, "Oh, Lord, how gruesome!" You look to see Dorothy Rockefeller leaning out from one of the wagons to survey what's going on.
Ma'am, get back inside. It'll be safer for you if you get back inside, ma'am.
Yeah, don't you worry none. You make sure to tell your daddy that we took real good care of those beasts. It's a good thing he hired us. Perhaps it's something that he might want to do around. Maybe put us on the payroll. I don't know. Maybe give us money all the time. Just make sure to jot that down in your journal, all right, little lady? There were 100 of them in case you can't count, and we killed all of them, so.
I don't think you know this, but we're traveling. We can't. Okay.
She takes her lace
worry
parasol and
about
disappears
her
back
life.
into the wagon.
Hey, y'all, what kind of body do you think that little lady would like best? Do you think she likes dwarves, or do you think she likes? I motion with my head. Do you think she likes goblins? I could take one of those goblins.
Hey, sis. No. I'm gonna
All right.
stop.
You're
Don't give me.
You're thinking she likes dragonborns. I see what you got. I'll find a dragonborn. All right.
She's a
can be-
little too.
I
No,
can be
she's
tall too.
She's a little too young and taken for my taste. Thank you very much.
There's anything about these ladies out in the territories, they're always a little single, even if they're not. You know what I mean?
Well, I see it. No paper's been signed yet. Can always
You are all terrible.
survival of the fittest out here, Elias. You should know better.
Yeah, I'm aware.
You should find a fit one, Hestius.
A fake goblin?
Mm.
I think we've done those goblins pretty dirty. I don't know if any of them got their heads left. I think I'll stick it out in the sky a little longer.
Pretty sure some of them pop like pop.
At some point within a minute of us all talking, someone hears like a and like Skyrim conjuration, the goblin goes away.
Goblin crumbles back. Gargoyle crumbles back into dust. Yep.
See you, buddy.
Now then, after teaching them Greeblies a lesson, convoy traveled on. About the time the sun was dipping low, that trail led them to the main road of a bustling town. Long rows of establishments stood, pressed shoulder to shoulder, with the narrow gaps of alleyways providing the slightest elbow room between one lumber wall and the next. Hung over the entry to this here strip was an archway, bearing the words, "The town of Clearwater welcomes the penitent." As the last rays of daylight disappeared over the horizon, and the sky burned as red as the blazing fires of the hells, our small caravan passed the east gate. So as y'all come in, stride your various modes of transportation, and sally up in front of what looks to be a welcoming establishment by the name of the Swingin' Suds Roadhouse. Couple of figures step out from the back of one of the wagons. There's Mr. Jamie Rockefeller and his daughter Dorothy. And they regard the four of you, and Mr. Rockefeller says, "Well, I suppose I should have cottoned to the idea there'd be a little bit of trouble. That's why I hired you fine folks after all. But we have reached our halfway point to Garnet City, relatively unmolested, and I salute you fine individuals for bringing us this far unharmed. Now, I'm to see about a room for the evening for my daughter and myself, but as agreed upon in our here contract," and you see him reach into the inner pocket of his jacket pull out a leather billfold, and he pulls out a looks like a sort of slip of paper, a banker's note, and he hands it to you, Eli, and says, "Another quarter of our agreed-upon payment for you to disperse amongst your company members."
Thank you, sir.
Yes, well, I bid you good night, and I suppose we will see you bright and early in the morning as we continue on.
You will indeed. Have a good night, sir.
Very good. He takes his daughter by the arm, and they walk inside the swinging suds. The 5 of you are left to your own devices. What would you like to do here in the town of Clearwater?
As he's walking away, I'm gonna turn to Midge, say, "Oh shit, was he in there that whole damn time?"
Yep. That's smooth.
Okay, we need to have a chat about making sure that we tell one another, just like none of y'all, that there was a bunch of goblins running at us full speed, and now none of y'all telling me that that girl's pappy was in the train with her.
I mean,
Where's the fun in that?
Hestus, we just assume that you have eyes.
No, I don't know nothing. Don't
Well,
know that.
you got to remember, you got eyes and a brain. Maybe it's time you about use it.
The only
Hat
thing I know.
delivery service in Clearwater is pretty epic there, Cat.
Look at that hat. You look so...
The only
Very
thing
well.
I know anything about, and I pull out Destiny, is which one of these ends is the business end.
Then maybe
need-
you wouldn't put it so close to your face.
Oh, well, if you're an expert like I am, you don't be so afraid of it. I'm just playing with you. I guess you do.
While Hestes is making overtures, Midge just sort of casually leans over onto the packs on her horse Leonard, pulls out a stalk of wheat from the bag and sticks it in her teeth, and it seems like she's just holding it there, but then after a second she just starts chewing it, and the stalk just gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And then she's just chewing for the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should probably find somewhere to go for the night. Maybe something to do. Hell, we may even try to look at some boards or see if there's any other bounties we can pick up. For when this job's over.
That is fair. I approve of that.
Pretty
Plus,
good
I'm
at,
getting a little peckish.
finding. We can get some food.
Yeah,
Mitch,
sure
does
don't-
it technically classify being peckish if you're always peckish?
It's just a constant state of peckishness. That's all. It's always true then.
I mean, I guess.
Now, Elias, one thing you may wish to do if you are so inclined is to take that there banknote over to the First Bank of Clearwater and get it transformed into some more useful currency.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Little fiddly pieces of paper just blow away in the wind.
I'm gonna be back. And he's gonna do that.
Okay. So, Elias, as you approach the First Bank of Clearwater and step inside, you see on the far side of the room as you enter there is a long sort of bar, a number of windows, most of which are currently closed, and there is one with a sort of tall, lithe individual, human man with dark skin and a very well-groomed goatee, and he straightens up as you enter. Says, yes, how can we be of assistance to you today, good sir?
Well, if you wouldn't mind turning this banknote into some money for me, I'd be awfully grateful. He looks up and he... How
He takes it.
old does this guy look?
He's probably pushing 40. Yeah. He takes the note and says, I see. One moment, please, while I speak to the bank manager. And he walks off. Comes back a moment later with another individual, an elf, who smiles at you kindly and says, Yes, hello, sir. Banknote here drawing on Mr. Rockefeller's account, I see. Yes, well. How would you like your payment to be dispersed? Would you prefer marks or coin?
Should I ask them? Coin.
You do know that more often than not, coin is preferred out in the territories.
Coin.
Of course, right away. And they go to the back. You hear the sound of a safe being opened. Comes back and sets before you 80 gold coins.
Thank you kindly.
You're most welcome. Thank you for bringing your business to the First Bank of Clearwater.
Have a good evening.
You as well. Right.
Did they move? Are they gone when he comes back? Like, did they fucking...
Midge is just like giving her horse scritches.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
have
still
left.
there.
Alright, he just goes back over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it 80... I'm trying to remember the currency. It's silver? Or is it gold?
It's in denominations of copper, silver, and gold.
Copper, silver, gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Well... just put the bag on his saddle. Just set it down.
What do y'all want to do? Find somewhere to sit down, get some food.
That sounds like a nice plan. And she's just like nose to nose with Leonard.
Yeah, I sure wouldn't want to spend the night outside when I don't have to, so...
Alright.
Okay. So do y'all head into the Swingin' Suds Roadhouse?
Is that the only roadhouse?
Seems to be the only one on this road.
It's the roadhouse, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all step inside to the welcoming sound of a banjo, violin, and sounds like a bucket that's being beat to time. A little three-piece band in the back. You survey the interior. Hello, Pro Restarter. Thank you for the raid. And we forgot to mention at the top of the program, so I'll mention it now for our new incoming raiders. We have a World Anvil subscription we're giving away during this stream. Just put ! Yeehaw! Into chat, and you'll be entered to possibly win a subscription from our sponsors at World Anvil. So, you step inside to the Swingin' Suds Saloon, Swingin' Suds Roadhouse, and Midge, you're right at home.
Really?
Yeah. As you look around the place, everything just seems to be nice and sort of cozily appointed for a person of your size.
Yes.
Hestius, and Cat especially, in terms of its scale. Everything seems to have been built for individuals of about 8 feet or so in height. Looking around, you see a few patrons are already in. They are either lined up at the bar or taking a couple tables off to the side. Behind the bar, you see a pair of individuals. One of them, a very tall, well-built minotaur. The other, a furball of a somewhat cheerful disposition. They are serving out drinks.
It is so nice to not feel giant in a place.
Right? Downright accommodating.
I mean, you'd think they could have a couple smaller stools or something.
I'll get you a booster seat, probably.
I mean, I don't even think that'll do it.
Well, Kat, you could just climb her right up on my shoulders if you want. We can do like a 2 kids in a trench coat type of deal.
I was gonna say you could ride on my shoulder, but I think she is kind of big.
I mean, but then you're still on the ground.
Well, I don't mind. I don't always have to be short. I kind of appreciate it when I'm down here. see things that I don't always see.
You don't have to look at people's asses, you know that.
Well, no, I don't got to.
I mean, I guess we could give it a shot.
The scenery.
Okay, I'll forget to jump on my shoulder.
How tall are you?
Well, I'm a dwarf. I didn't really roll my dwarf height. So we'll just say, like, I'm a tall dwarf. What is that, like, 4'11"?
Probably like 5 feet. Yeah.
I'm 5 foot! I'm even 5 foot.
Okay, because I'm 2'10".
Yeah, just come on up here.
Oh,
It was
my,
fine.
you're a speck of a thing.
Alright, I'm gonna
Not
try-
only are you, like, half my size, I imagine you're, like, a quarter my width.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to climb up on Hestius's shoulders and see if I can balance up there and be relatively almost tall enough to be in this establishment.
So y'all find a table. A moment later, the Minotaur comes wandering around, comes walking around the bar. Comes to y'all, says, "Well, good evening, good evening. Always nice to see some new faces in here. My name is Cactus Rose. I am the proprietor of this here establishment, and I bid you welcome. My house is your house, so long as y'all behave yourselves. Now, what is it I can get y'all?"
Whiskey.
Before we get too far into the spirits, do you happen to have any rooms open for the night?
It so happens we do have some accommodations available. How many rooms were y'all wanting?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well,
for
no,
each of
seeing
us.
as how we're just one person, we only need one room. One person don't need 2 rooms. That's just plain stupid, Mitch.
1 for each chair occupied at the table, please.
3.
All
The
right.
number is 3.
We can accommodate that. It will be a silver piece per room.
Sounds good. You got anything with a view? Balcony or anything?
I can accommodate that for you, certainly.
Thank you.
Do you allow pets?
So long as they're quiet and don't make a mess.
What about
I
size
mean, that's
requirements?
fine.
Have Cat and sorry, I've already forgotten your dog's name.
Pepper.
Have Catty and Pepper come in with you too?
I think so.
Yeah. Pepper, I think, just sort of curls up at the bottom of the chair that you're
Yeah.
sharing with Hestius. Oh, Caddy was Rowan's, that's right. Okay. All right, so you've got a dog just sort of ducked under your chair. All right, well, 3 rooms it is, and a whiskey. Anything else y'all might like?
Maybe something to nibble on.
I'm going to assume you mean food.
You can make that assumption if you please.
Ooh, I like this one.
I'd
Anything to
take-
drink for the rest of y'all?
I'd take something cidery if you have it.
Certainly.
What?
We got an apple cider.
Yeah, while she's doing that, Midge is casting Druidcraft, and her horns go from like sort of pokey to like swept back on her head, as sort of a more casual pose.
Well, now, that's a neat trick.
Well, thank you. I like to intimidate only when necessary.
I mean, I'll take a drink as well, and if you have a small portion of anything, I don't have a big appetite, but...
And for you, she says, looking at you, Hestius.
Well, this here body requires a lot more than I know what to do with, so I'm gonna need a slice of your crustiest bread and all the lard that you got.
Oh.
She kind of looks at you, Midge, uncertain for a moment.
I am not in charge of the particular requirements of my companions, I'd
Okay,
take
all right.
their word for it.
I don't want to put you out or nothing. I'll just take a big handful of lard with that crusty bread.
Is that a specific measurement there, friend?
There's a lot of
Oh,
different
I don't
hands
know
in
how-
this room.
How big's your hand there? That's a pretty good. That's a fine handful. I can eat that much. Yeah, just a
All right.
handful of lard and some crusty bread.
All right. Well, I'll get you all your victuals and drinks and be back here in just a moment.
Thank you.
Disappears behind the bar.
Cat,
Yeah.
Hey, sis, there's. Oh, go ahead. You guys talking first.
I was just gonna say, before I get too deep in the spirits, it takes a
Heh,
whole
aren't
lot
you
of whiskey to
always?
put me on. Listen, yes, and also
Preacher man.
yes. Yeah, I got the joke, Midge. It takes a whole
checking.
lot of whiskey to put me under the table. A whole lot of whiskey.
I mean, I would suggest you don't drink that much if we have to go out early in the morning, but
Don't plan on it. Don't worry.
alrighty. I'll hold you to that.
All right. You all get your drinks. You get something to eat. Hestius, you are brought exactly what you have ordered, without further question. And night starts to set in. The sun has now disappeared over the horizon, and folks, regularly are part of this here community that attend the saloon in the later hours of the evening begin to show up. You notice some people with decks of cards and dice being thrown in certain corners of the bar. And I think not too long after y'all finish your dinner, you're approached by a how to describe these two? A visually appealing pair of individuals. One of them a dwarven lass with long curly red hair and a very low-cut dress to show off her rather ample endowments. She just sidles up next to Hestius. And then another one, this very sort of lithe, half-elven, you think, maybe, young man with this dark, coffee-colored skin, wearing no shirt, just a goat-hide vest, comes and gets cozy up against Elias. And the dwarven lass says, "Well, howdy, y'all strangers.
Does
Looks
she have
like
a
y'all
beard?
new in town." Do you want her to have a beard?
Yes.
I
Then she
want
does.
their handlebar mustaches to be competing for most glorious.
Yeah.
I love me a lady with some facial hair.
Looks like y'all new in town.
Maybe.
Well, pretty obvious there, Elias. Yeah, we're passing through.
See, I told you as much, Slim. I knew I didn't recognize these folks. And the young man says, "Oh, you're right, Shelby. You're always right. But, such fantastically rugged individuals such as yourselves, I can only imagine you've been out on the road for some time. Is there any sort of entertainment y'all looking for the evening? Maybe a nice relaxing hot bath or a massage? Shelby's fantastic at those."
Shelby, that's a real pretty name. You look like a real strong lass.
Well, thank you. I must admit, I have been given compliments on my hands before.
I'd like you to punch me. Right here in the chest.
What a mood! What a mood!
Absolute icon.
Half expecting him to be like, "I want you to step on me, please, ma'am."
Oh, you
Well,
step on me.
Go ahead, little lady. Just go give me a punch right here in the chest. Hard as you can.
He likes to feel alive.
Yeah, he's often dead inside, other than.
I mean, he's very alive inside.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd flip those.
All right. And she gives you a little punch. It's not that hard.
As soon as she hits me, I leave possession of the body.
Okay. So she, playfully, like, laughing at the whole situation, gives Alphenmit a punch in the chest, and immediately, like, his eyes roll back, and he flops over, falls off the chair.
I'm
Cat,
on his shoulders.
Yep, Cat, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's worth it, Cat. Cat, it's worth it.
You're absolutely right.
I was gonna say, can Midge attempt to put an arm out to at least slow
Elias
Cat's
does
descent
nothing.
to the floor?
Oh yeah, maybe for Cat, Elias might, but not for...
Well, maybe that protection went one way. Cat'll do anything for Elias, but Elias is like,
No, Elias
I'm
would
good.
help Cat. Elias loves Cat. She's very cute.
14.
Okay, good enough. You start to wobble and then, like, slide off of Hestius's shoulders onto the table. Just as Midge, you reach out and stop Alphenmit's body from hitting the floor itself.
Ah, jeez.
And Shelby just looks absolutely shocked and just lets out this high-pitched shriek. Oh my goodness!
ma'am.
It's fine.
He likes to do this.
Yeah, you ever see those, like-
He's a bit...
Don't worry about it. He's just playing.
You ever see those, like,
He's
faint
one of those-
goats? He does that. It's
Yeah,
kinda
he's
that
like
thing.
one of those.
Oh, goodness. I was for sure. He looked dead as a doorknob.
No, he's a very good actor.
Yeah, we're just gonna
And-
let him recover a bit. She'll
You
slowly,
should.
like, try to lean him back into the chair. I'll just slump, but she's just trying to keep him from falling.
And you, sir, what did you say your name?
Oh, I'm Slim. What's your name, big guy?
I need a...
He forgot his name, is what's happening.
Caden's just very... Elias Fletcher. Pleased to meet you, Slim.
Pleased to meet you, Elias. Who among you has... What are your passive perceptions?
13.
13?
That's an excellent question.
It's just 10 plus whatever your perception bonus is.
Oh, right.
13?
10.
10?
Passive insight, however, is a 6.
Okay.
Oh, you know,
15.
you know his intentions. You don't have to do an insight check. Please.
You want my Dragonborn?
Cat, it's about this time that amidst the frivolity happening at your table, you notice an individual brusquely walk out of the saloon, and you are pretty sure, judging by the clothes that they're wearing, that was Mr. Rockefeller, and he was headed out of the saloon in a mighty hurry.
Did I see his daughter going with him?
Just him by himself.
I'm gonna nudge Elias and say, I think I just saw our employer leaving this establishment. Seemed to be in a real hurry.
Do you want to try to trail him? You're better at that than I am.
I mean, seems like we might want to. I don't want anyone in our group that we don't know what he's doing in this town. Plus, he might need to be paying us more if he's on a different sort of trip than he suggested at the beginning.
Ah, you jump right to subterfuge, Cat.
When shouldn't you jump to subterfuge? Let's be real.
That's true.
When you got
Alright.
lovely company. She just sort of goes like, "What are you doing, Elias? You're fucking your shit up."
Slim has
Alright,
insinuated
well.
himself into Elias's lap.
I'm gonna take this silence as a moment to repossess the corpse and just be like, "Oh my goodness, there, little lady, you done stopped my heart."
There you go. Welcome back to the land of the living, friend.
She is just red-faced
Yeah,
and
yeah.
slaps
So-
you across the face.
So to speak.
How dare you!
I was
Shock.
just messing with you.
He's a bit of an asshole. You're gonna have to forgive him. Elias does not, what's the word? He does not say no when the half-elf gets in his lap. He does not say no.
What's the word? He consents, maybe?
Yes, he can. Yes, thank you. That's the fucking word. I'm just an. Well, how about this? How about you meet me in my room later? Yes.
All right, big guy.
About an hour.
Sure. Anything you want me to wear?
Anything you like.
Ooh. Slides down off your lap, and he and Shelby sort of go off on their own.
You tell him what room.
Midge mutters to Hestius, so that'd be nothing.
With my luck, hopefully.
All right.
So should we trail after him or what?
Yeah, let's go take a look, I guess. So I guess we'll go and see if we can spot him from, or figure out where he went from the entrance, even though we're a little behind.
Okay. Y'all head out. It's been a few minutes at this point. As you walk out of the tavern, why don't y'all make perception checks for me?
Midge would like to leave coin on the table for make sure we paid before we left and did not pick any of our order up.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
We'll say mark off another silver piece for all of you for your drinks and food.
She'll leave a note and give her room number to leave all of that if it's room service is available.
No food gone to waste.
I got a 3 on that perception check.
Okay.
I got a 14.
14.
I should probably roll, huh?
Usually that helps.
I mean, not always.
That's a 9.
9.
10.
10. Okay. Cat and Elias, you catch what you think is the back of Mr. Rockefeller's coat, and he is disappearing just through the doorway of another establishment along this row. It would appear to be an apothecary shop. You see there's a sign out front that says Harvest Moon Apothecary.
I love that game. Sorry.
I look and I'm like, do we want to follow him in there?
Maybe we should
peek
stay
in?
undercover.
Yeah, I can't imagine a ton of people frequent
Well, I
apothecary
can get in
shop.
there with I can get in there without him noticing if one of y'all wants to take possession of my fleshy meat prison while I do it.
You mean just watch it?
Yeah, just wash it and make sure no
Okay.
one takes it, because I don't want to have to find another corpse. This one's in real good condition.
Yeah, you have been
A couple
taking
people who
care
are
of that
standing
one. I'm
outside
pretty
the
proud of
saloon look
you.
at you.
He's real drunk. Just don't pay him any mind.
All right, just I'm gonna sit down and kind of lean up against the steps, and then hang my head like I'm sleeping, and I'll leave my body again and follow
Okay.
Rockefeller into the apothecary.
C's real drunk.
So, Hestius, as you leave this corpse that you've possessed, you find yourself no longer in the material realm, but in the nearby adjacent plane of the ethereal. And so as you look around, you can perceive everything that's going on in the material world, but it's all just sort of in, almost sort of kind of translucent and shadowy. As you float your way down the road and through the wall of the apothecaries, you do in fact see Mr. Rockefeller, who is standing at the shop counter. There's another individual there, a green dragonborn woman, and they are finishing up what looks to be a transaction of some sort. He is receiving a small vial with a very clear, almost slight. You can't really determine the color, but it's got a slight colored tinge to it, and he is handing over a few bills in payment for it. And you just hear the Dragonborn woman say, "Why, thank you for your custom, Mr. Rockefeller. It's always a pleasure every time you come through town."
Can I get a little closer to see if I can make out a label?
Sure, you float right up, and you read. There's a label with very beautifully sort of calligraphy script written across the front. It says, Harvest Moon Apothecary Night Jasmine Perfume.
Okay. I'll wait until he walks out to see if he buys anything else secret.
Nope.
But if he doesn't, then I'll just go back to my body.
He walks out, and the rest of you see Mr. Rockefeller come back out into the street. As Hestius, you float back and re-inhabit Alphenmit once more.
There's no inhibiting Hestius.
Alright, he just went and bought some fancy perfume.
Maybe that's for the wedding.
But it appears he comes here often, as the shopkeeper recognized him and thanked him for his constant patronage.
What did he get?
He got not of the Jasmine Lady perfume.
I don't know if that was the right order of words there. Yes. Does that
I don't know, it was perfume for the lady, I don't know.
Does that sound familiar to Elias?
Night jasmine is a flower.
Is it used for any medicines?
Not that you're aware of.
Is it used as any poison?
Not that you're aware of. Probably for cats, but...
Cat? Keep our halfling away from that. Would we have ever been a close enough proximity to his daughter to smell if she had any perfume?
Well, that's just
Are you
mighty
asking-
creepy of you.
Are you asking if
asking if
Elias
she
ever
likes
smelled
goblins?
the beautiful young woman?
No. First of all,
I'm thinking
no,
Hestius
he's not
has.
a creep. Yeah, Hestius maybe. Elias ain't a creep. Hestius maybe. I was wondering, I know, because scent carries. You don't gotta put your nose up on somebody's fucking shoulder to sniff them up. Like, would they have happened to maybe catch like a hint of? I don't know. I'm asking.
You're familiar that the young Miss Rockefeller does wear some manner of perfume.
Okay.
And it's about this time that Mr. Rockefeller, who's making his way back up the street towards the saloon, sees the four of you standing out front, kind of regards you with a curious look. Ladies, gentlemen?
Hi, Mr. Rockefeller. We were just having a little bit of a... I think they might have had a little too much to drink, but we got him outside in time, so it's all good.
What are you doing now so late?
I was just running an errand. Whenever I'm in Clearwater, there's a little something I like to pick up. The apothecary here is a specialist in certain types of scent. So I was just picking something up for my little girl. He points at Hestius. Or Alphenmint, is he going to be all right come tomorrow?
He's gonna be fine. Don't you worry nothing.
Yeah,
he's
you know those
got-
fainting goats? Yes.
He's got a wicked constitution, but it's just not so great in the moment.
All right, well, so long as he is ready to travel first light tomorrow, then I will leave you to your business. Good night. He
Are
goes
we
back
sure of
inside
it?
the saloon.
I don't trust that for a damn second, but that's just me.
Can I roll insight to see if I don't trust that for a damn second?
Sure.
What is my proficiency? It's not a 14.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be deceptive. All right. So, as the evening progresses, you all drink your fill, make your way up to your room. Elias, you enter your room to find it already occupied by a certain invited individual. And we are going to take a short break there since it is a little after 1:30, about halfway through our game time. We'll be taking just about a 5-minute break and then coming right back. Again, remember, you can enter our World Anvil giveaway by typing !yeehaw into chat. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. So thank you very much, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of our one-shot in this Wild West D&D setting. If you are just joining us, welcome, welcome. This is part of our 2019 Nerdsmith subdrive, so you can go to nerdsmith.org/subdrive to get more information on that. But we're going to jump quickly back into our game. So, as we had left off before our break, our company of mercenaries, known as the Outlanders, were escorting a very wealthy man and his daughter through the treacherous plains of the territories. They fended off an attack by wild greeblies on their way to the town of Clearwater, and having arrived now in the town of Clearwater, they've partaken of some revelry, some spirits, and are now settled down for the evening. As the yellowish light of the low, large moon shines over the town of Clearwater, it is well into the evening, just past midnight. Midge, from your room, which you had asked Cactus Rose, the proprietor, very nicely for a room with a view, you have a room with a window that oversees this main strip of the town of Clearwater.
The window is also open because Midge
The window is also
she likes having the outdoors.
Mm-hmm. It is a warm summer's evening, and as you are laying there, sleeping soundly, you are suddenly disturbed from your peaceful sleep by the sounds of loud voices in the street outside. Sounds of an argument. And then a minute later, BANG!
I'm up! Midge hauls herself out of bed and checks a window.
You lean out your window, and just as you do, the rest of you are roused from your peaceful slumber by the sound of a shrill, shrieking cry. And Midge, you look down into the street below, and you see a man's body face down in the center of the street in a pool, a growing pool of dark red blood. Standing near him, sort of aghast and shocked by the whole incident, you see another woman who has perhaps witnessed what has happened.
Well, I guess Elias put some pants on. Gets his shit together. And is quickly trying to get everyone to go outside.
How far are they from us? I ask for a feet measurement for potential.
Like 20 feet out of the saloon door.
Yeah, Midge is gonna cast a spell like, oh shit, and cast Healing Spirit. So conjuring a nature spirit to help. Like, all right, we got to deal with this, and it would it would just be a nature spirit that could try to heal in the space that it appears.
So what does this nature spirit? What form does this nature spirit take?
It takes the form of like an eagle rising from the ground, and it rises right where the body is, and the wings just sort of curve in sort of a protective gesture.
Okay. You do this. Elias, you're gathering Hestius and cats. Okay.
Yep. And before they're even with him, though, he's just gonna run down and he's gonna try to get there.
Okay. So you go running down, heavy footfalls down the stairs, and then running out into the street. You see this scene as described, the man's body face down in the dirt in the road. This sort of spectral eagle sort of protecting it and shielding it, which you recognize as Midge's healing spirit to try and heal this man.
He's gonna run over, slide down. He's gonna try to cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. You run down, you incant your holy prayer, and nothing seems to happen. And as you check, there's no pulse. This man is dead.
If he looks up, does he see Midge still standing up there?
I'm muttering. Midge is just muttering to herself, trying to maintain concentration on the nature spirit.
Alive? I'm alive.
Yeah.
Midge.
Yeah.
Midge.
What's going on down there?
He's gone. Get on down here.
Hell.
Make sure you get his cheese and
She'll release her concentration on the spell, silently thanking the nature spirit for coming to her call, and she will hustle back. How high up am I? Second story?
You're on the second floor, so 20 feet.
Yeah. She thinks about it,
Stairs,
but she doesn't
Midge.
jump off the. Yeah, fine. She will head down.
Okay.
In a mood.
Okay. So
Outlanders assemble.
four of you find your way out into the streets.
I had both my guns drawn, but not like pointing.
Yeah, Pepper and I are heading down as well.
Do you do anything else with the body, Elias, or you just let it lay there?
He's
What kind of body is it?
Appears to be a human man,
gonna see if he recognizes the.
or not a human man. He looks mostly human, but has sort of dark, dull green skin. As you pull him over, Elias, you recognize Jamie Rockefeller, lying there dead in the street.
Fucking knew it. Okay. As soon as whoever's from his party uses up closers, it's.
Damn it! Not getting paid.
Oh, great. Do we have any
Is the
idea
girl
who
his
did
daughter?
this?
The woman is not his daughter.
Does she look like maybe someone similar to who I spent the night?
No.
No.
Does she look like the shop owner that I saw? Oh, is she a dragonborn?
No.
Okay.
This individual is a tiefling. She has...
It's
Hey.
Rowan. Rowan, no!
How dare you, Rowan?
She has sort of rosy, sort of dusty rose-colored skin. She's wearing an elegant dress made of fine silk and lace with a pearl necklace strung around her neck. She looks very fancy, very well-to-do. And she is beside herself, sort of leaning against sort of a support post on the porch, both hands covering her mouth. And you see she has a wedding band around one of her fingers.
All right there, little lady, just calm down. I know. Probably a lot. What was the last thing that you remember seeing before this man went down?
I want you to make a persuasion check for me.
Well, okay, I will. I will do that thing that you want me to do. Just get my dice roller out. 13.
13. She's a little shell-shocked. And as she turns to look down at you, there's a bit of a vacantness in her eyes for a moment before she sort of blinks and comes back to herself and says, He killed him. He
Who?
just walked. I don't know. He came out of the night and just walked right up, and he was arguing about something, and he just pulled out a pistol and shot him through the heart.
What did this man look like, miss?
Well, maybe not quite your height, but
Large?
6 footish, broad, very shaggy beard and
Human? Or
I would think so. He took off that a ways, and she points westward down the road.
Are there tracks in the ground that we can see?
Roll an investigation check for me.
Okay,
Um,
I will.
just real quick, Elias is gonna check his pockets or check him to see if anything's been taken.
Sure.
I got a 9.
Okay. You look around, and it's sort of a mess of boot prints, wagon wheels, hoof prints. You can't really pick up a distinct trail, Hestius.
Can I take a check?
Absolutely. Elias, as you fiddle through his pockets, you find his billfold. You find that little bottle of perfume that he had still in one of his pockets. You find a pocket watch.
An
Nothing, as far
8.
as you can tell, is missing.
He's gonna open the pocket watch, see if there's anything hidden inside it. Just like pop it. As someone who collects pocket watches.
Sure. Pressed into like the inner flap that lifts up, you see that there's been an engraving, like someone has tried to engrave, or not tried to, but a very sort of delicate picture engraving of a very beautiful young woman holding a small baby.
He's gonna take the pocket watch. He's gonna close it and kind of put it in his breast pocket, and he's gonna look through the billfold.
Okay. You find a banknote that is the remainder of your company's payment. It's meant to be paid on the completion of your job,
Is it signed?
as well as a number of marks in large bills, quite a few 100-mark notes.
Either I can go get her, or one of y'all can. I just don't want anyone to leave the body unattended. Should I go get his daughter? I'd like to, if y'all wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
How long
well,
have we? Oh, okay.
we can take a watch over the body for you.
About that time that you guys hear a shotgun being racked. And stepping out of the darkness, you see a pair of individuals. One of them is human. Human man. He's got sort of rugged features, bit of 5 o'clock shadow, and sort of split lip down the middle. And the other is a very large, sort of broadly set and intimidating woman. She has dark black bull-like horns and a very short coat of red fur that covers her body. But very, very tiefling-like in appearance, except for the fur. She steps forward and points a shotgun in the direction of you four and says, "Hang on here just a second, ain't nobody going nowhere.
How about you put your gun down and then maybe we'll talk, yeah?
He's gonna stand
How
up.
about you don't make demands of me in my town, stranger?" She steps forward closer.
How about you don't make demands about our employer in front of us?
He's gonna push up his sleeve to show his holy symbols.
I'm a man of God, lady. Put your gun down.
Well, that remains to be determined. Now, since y'all knew, suppose some introduction in order. I'm the sheriff of this here town. You can call me Sheriff Sloan. This is my deputy, Hank. And before anyone goes anywhere, some questions need answering. As it appears, somebody got a belly full of lead. Now, you say this man was your employer?
Indeed.
And you watch as Hank, her deputy, walks forward, starts going through the man's pockets, pulls out his billfold, looks inside. It's Mr. Jamie Rockefeller.
Sure
Mr.
is.
Rockefeller. Oh.
If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to his daughter. He came in with her.
Where's she now?
Somewhere in... He gestures towards the, Can't think of the word right now.
What
Not
is it
sure.
exactly you have to talk to the Miss Rockefeller about?
Maybe that her father's dead.
Real quick, how tall are these two?
She is about 7'4". He's like Caden. Uh,
Well, so from now on, whenever Matthew goes, well, Caden, he's about to say that someone's over 6 foot tall.
and the guy is probably like 6'1", 6'2".
Does the guy have a bushy beard?
He does not.
Stop window
Just
shopping.
sort of like
Hess,
scruffy
just-
5 o'clock shadow.
I'm investigating a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am,
Do any of them have
Sheriff,
wedding
ma'am.
bands on? I'm joking.
She does actually.
No, I'm joking.
you asked, you got it.
Yeah.
Sheriff, ma'am, we were hired to keep Mr. Rockefeller's daughter safe on a journey to and from their home. That is a intent we tend to see through, despite the tragedy here. So her safety is of paramount importance to us.
All right, Hank, go with the gentleman. Retrieve the young Miss Rockefeller. Be gentle as you can with the news.
Trust me, I will. I have a little bit of experience with this.
Hank will get up and accompany you up into the saloon. The sheriff
I
looks
would
off to...
actually like to accompany Eli and Hank, just in case they're planning something fuzzy.
As you start to move, the sheriff kind of moves her shotgun in your direction and says, No, 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 no. Just the preacher man.
I'm
Rest
a
of y'all
part
gonna
of this
stay right
team.
here.
Well, I'm telling you right now, he better come back okay. Or you're gonna have a problem with me.
I can appreciate loyalty, but so long as he doesn't do anything untoward, nothing bad gonna happen to him.
I'll hold you to that.
He's not the kind for that unless you ask for it. Wink.
Noted.
Wink.
So,
Mid just stares down at the body, just like, damn, she looks a
Hank and
little...
Elias disappear into the saloon. The sheriff looks to her right and says, Miss L'Etoile, dare I ask what you're doing out here this evening? And the woman sort of looks at the sheriff, and she has a shawl that she sort of pulls tighter around her shoulders. I was out for a walk, and this horrible thing happened right in front of me. Cut to the inside. As Elias, you lead the sheriff up to young Dorothy Rockefeller's room. Knock on the door.
Ma'am?
Yes? It's frightfully late. Who is it?
If you're decent, would you mind opening the door, ma'am? It's Mr. Fletcher.
One moment. Shuffling the fabric inside. Door opens. She's in a long white nightgown with a sort of knit blanket wrapped around her shoulders. She has a lit candle. Mr. Fletcher, what seems to be the matter? Who is this gentleman?
He's the deputy of the town. Would you mind if I stepped in with you?
Could you
Nothing to
call
be
upon my
fearful.
father? It's not decent for an unmarried woman to be with gentlemen.
Man. I prefer if you sit down for this.
All right. She walks in and has a seat on the side of her bed.
He stays a very respectful distance from
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna fish into his breast pocket, and he's gonna pull out a pocket watch, but it's like really small in his hand, so she can't.
Now, ma'am. Something just happened. And I'm sorry, ma'am. He's gonna hold out his hand and open up his hand to show the pocket watch. Thought you might want this before anyone else could take it.
I don't understand. What are you doing with my father's pocket watch? Where is my father?
I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I've been exactly where you are right now. I know the feeling all too well. Sorry.
I don't believe this. And she gets up and tries to push past you out of the room. Are you going to try and stop her?
He would step in front of her. He won't lay his hands on her, but he's gonna step in front of her. Just like,
You don't want to see, miss. This is something you can't unsee. I don't want you to go through that, not this close to your wedding.
And the deputy who's with you speaks up and says, "Ma'am, you'd be better off staying in here for the moment. It's like the preacher said. It's not a sight for a young woman's eyes."
It's not a sight for anyone's eyes, sir. But can't say. We want to make sure you stay safe. Looks like your father may have been targeted.
She takes the pocket watch and just clutches it to her chest and goes over it into her bed and starts sobbing. Back outside, there's this uneasy standoff between the three of you and the sheriff and Mrs. L'Etoile. Is there anything the three of you would like to do?
Midge is just looking kind of morose at the body, just like on one knee, just kind of like, damn, life just bites you in the ass sometimes.
I'm gonna turn to Miss Latois. Now, Miss, where do you live around here?
She points towards the northern side of town. Not that I think that matters any to y'all.
No, of course not. I'm not implying anything. Just awfully late for a lady to be out by herself.
Well, I couldn't sleep. And didn't want to bother my husband. He gets up very early in the morning. He's a very important man.
Aren't they all?
Where were you headed, ma'am?
I was just taking a walk around town. I was on my way home, in fact, when this happened.
And where was Mr. Rockefeller when you saw him? Just standing in the street?
Yes, standing right where he is,
Doing what exactly?
arguing with whoever it was who shot him.
Did you happen to hear any of their conversation?
I'm certain it may have had something to do with money, but I don't know the particulars.
Have you ever seen Mr. Rockefeller before?
Why, certainly not. What are you implying?
Can I see if she's lying?
Roll insight.
I will. Wow, my bad. I got a 5.
Okay. The sheriff, who's kind of been inspecting the body, reaches into one of the pockets and pulls out a little bottle of perfume. Not jasmine. Forgive me, Madame L'Etoile. This is your favorite, isn't it? Perhaps, but that doesn't mean anything.
And you're so sure you've never seen him before.
I think I've had quite enough of this. I'm going home. She turns and starts walking down the street.
To your very important husband, ma'am?
He doesn't turn back and say anything. The sheriff kind of looks from her back over to you and says, "Well, can't imagine that's. I have to imagine that's been going on for a while. Well, so,
You don't imagine that's relevant to keep her around?
she may be an adulterer, but she ain't a murderer. I can tell you that much.
No, but is her husband the murdering type? If you were to find out that his wife was having an affair with a man who comes through town every now and again?
Yeah, that's a fair theory. Fair indeed. I'm thinking about the man she described, though. Sounds like a fella passed through here. Now, you folk, you're in charge of his daughter, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't suppose that tracking down your employer's killer is part of your contract necessarily.
It would be with an addendum from, say, your office. Commensurate compensation, of course.
Of course. Now, if you're able to find who did this, I'd be much obliged. Of course, I'm going to be doing my own investigation, but it never helps to have an extra pair of hands on the matter.
You can have 8 if you'd like.
Is there anyone you know of who might have had a financial dispute with your employer?
I mean, he paid us fine, so...
Even in his passing.
Yeah, I don't know, seems to be he's a fair employer. Haven't worked for him much, but... His first banknote came out fine. Doesn't seem to have a lack of it.
Elias, are you going to stay up in the room, or are you going to come back and rejoin the party?
He would have asked the deputy if he wouldn't mind staying outside her room just to make sure she stays safe. Then he'd go back downstairs. He'd go back downstairs and join everyone.
So Elias comes back. Yeah. Now you all assemble. I have to stay here and, well, keep the vultures from picking anything off of him until the Undertaker gets here and can treat him proper. But the 4 of you, as we have discussed, you wouldn't mind following up on that gentleman that Mrs. Latoile mentioned, seeing if you can't possibly pick up his trace. I'd appreciate that. Now, when it comes to the crime of murder in Clearwater, typically we've been known to put out a bounty. That bounty is payable dead or alive.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure does.
We can make that work one way or another.
It's appreciated.
Where'd the young miss go? The ma'am that was here.
Oh, she ran along home.
Yeah, she went back to her husband. It seems her and Mr. Rockville here were maybe having an affair.
And you didn't think it impertinent enough to keep her here.
That is what I
don't know,
said.
maybe you should take that up with the sheriff who's
yeah.
standing here with a shotgun.
The sheriff let her walk right away.
You realize that though she may not be a, suspect, her husband very may well could be. That ever occur to you?
Very well could be. And I'll be looking into that. But I'd like the 4 of you to follow up on what she said.
Right.
Not too cocky for your own damn good, you know?
We're splitting forces. I mean, they live here, right? Like, the likelihood of them skedaddling out of town is pretty low. You thinking?
I'm thinking so. I know Mr. Latoile quite well. he has let's just say his resources are tied up in this community. He would need some time to get his affairs in order before he fled. So I'm not worried about him until the morning. For now, though, if Mrs. Latoile was telling the truth and there's some wild-haired maniac about prowling in the streets, I'd like him picked up ASAP.
And that is something we are quite skilled at, if you will note that in the addendum to our contract.
You made an addendum?
Yeah, she's gonna
I mean,
pass.
We don't even have a contract. We just had a bounty.
It's a metaphorical contract. It's a sociable contract. I'm
No,
being all
if-
poetical right now.
Midge, if there is a contract, I'd rather it be on paper than poetical.
Bounty good enough contract for you?
Bounty sounds perfectly fine to me.
All right, then I didn't do nothing wrong. Let's go. If and it please you, ma'am. Sheriff, ma'am.
She tips her hat.
Yeah, we'll
I
just
don't
be
have a
off.
hat to tip.
So, where do the four of you head?
Probably we get our mounts and then trail after the direction that she said he went off in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You collect your 2 horses, your pony, and your pup, and you start heading west. Before too long, you come to a point where the road forks. Which way do you want to go?
Are there any tracks? Some
Make-
dust scuffled? Some horse prints?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, does Cat has a dog?
Yeah, and when I'm looking for a humanoid, I can usually tell where they've gone and how long it's been since they passed by without even a little skill check.
Well, then.
Oh, because that's your favorite enemy. Nice.
Yep.
You can tell, because it's the middle of the night. It's been hours since people were out here in this particular intersection. You find one set of footprints that seem to be leading off further west, almost to the edge of town, that are pretty fresh.
I mean, this seems like a good way to go. We can hopefully, seems like you went along this way, or someone did.
Alright. I
Alright.
trust you.
You proceed westward, and as you see the edge of town approaching, suddenly from out between 2 buildings, you see as a horse darts out into the road and starts galloping westward out of town as fast as it can. It looks like there's somebody
Something
riding
on the
it.
horse's back?
Yeah, I was
looks
gonna
like
say,
there's
is it
somebody
just
riding
a
it.
horse or?
I dig my feet into my little pony and I go, yeah! I go, yeehaw intensifies! After that there horse!
Yeehaw intensifies.
Yeehaw intensifies.
Yeah, Midge clicks and goes full gallop.
All right.
Spurs Dolly
Yeah.
forward, and that draft horse is a go.
Yeah, I'm heading off on Pepper, trailing right behind.
Hey. So you start trailing after this galloping horse. It's got a bit of a lead on you. It's maybe a couple hundred yards ahead. Seems to be just about holding pace in front of you. Is there anything any of y'all would like to do? Try and
I want to
catch
shoot.
up? You want to shoot? Okay. What's the...
I'll shoot the horse.
You want
What's
the
the
horse?
Hey,
I know. So wow, wait.
You shit the horse.
I'll heal it.
What
I'll shit
weapon
that
are
horse.
you using?
Let me just double check that I can get it. Oh, it's 90 feet. Are we within 90 feet?
No, this is about 500 feet in front of you.
What? Then I don't shoot the horse.
Can we shoot to attempt to dismount the person?
Like spook 'em. You can definitely shoot to spook.
Do any of you have a scout rifle?
I have a
but
rifle.
I have a longbow.
I have dynamite.
I have. Yeet. I have a rifle.
Okay. You can try. You don't think you're gonna have range on it though. It's just a little too far ahead.
He's gonna attempt.
Okay.
He's gonna. Because the horse is a bigger target, he's gonna aim for the horse because he knows if the horse goes down, he can't keep going. And as much as I hate that, Elias. Is it at.
It's like I said, it's too far away. So you can take a shot, and the bullet fires and echoes across the plains,
Okay.
but it's too far away. You keep riding, keep giving chase.
Can I use an animal riding check to see if I can convince my horse to book it?
Sure. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
All right, that's a +3. That's not Elias's voice. 18.
Okay. You put the spurs in, and sure enough, Dolly picks up speed. You start closing the distance. The rest of you see Elias start pushing ahead. And if you want to try and push your mount harder,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'll go for it. I don't think my little baby will, but give it a try.
Yeah, I think I'd like to try to at least keep pace with the others since we're a little bit smaller and slower.
You said this
I
was
got
animal.
a 2.
You said
Animal
this
handling?
was- Yeah, I'm real good at animal handling, but Midge just doesn't like the thought of hurting Leonard, so she rolled a 1.
I got a non-nat 20 on that.
Hey.
Okay.
The dog keeps up with the draft horse.
The dog, with its very, very lightweight rider,
Yeah.
surges ahead alongside Elias. The other two, you're following behind still, but you're watching as the distance between you and your other two company members grows a little further and further, and the two of you in front watch as the rider in front of you gets closer and closer, and you think, after a few more minutes, you think you're close enough to take a rifle shot at disadvantage, Elias.
He's gonna fucking take.
Okay.
I am not throwing away my. I don't think that's gonna hit. That's a 9.
Crack! Another gunshot echoes across the plains. This one, you watch him actually sort of dodge and duck down, but the bullet goes wide, doesn't make any sort of impact.
How far are we from him?
Yeah, how far
You're
are
about
we?
200 feet at this point.
200 feet? Okay, hold up.
Got a thing?
Throw your cross at him.
Power of Christ.
St. Alvin. Good St. Alvin.
Yeah. Can I try to push just a little harder to see if I can just get a little closer? Or wait a few more minutes, just try to get a little closer. I'm thinking maybe 120.
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep giving chase. You've been riding for probably close to 15 minutes at this point, but you are just about 120 feet away from him.
He is going to throw out his that has the holy symbol, mutter a prayer, and cast a 2nd level guiding bolt.
Okay.
So that is rolled a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard, sweetie, I swear if you speed up, we'll get you a buffet. You will not stop munching till, like,
21.
Thursday.
21. You fire off this blast of holy light, which streaks through the midnight darkness and slams into this man's back, who
That's
then
5d6.
lights up with magical light, like almost as bright and brilliant as a campfire in the darkness.
Do you want me to roll that damage?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. I need to find other d. $19 points of radiant damage.
He goes toppling off of his horse and lands hard in the dust, and you watch the horse just continues to gallop off into the distance. And he's left there, lying on the ground, glowing bright.
As soon as he's close enough, he's gonna pull the reins back. He's gonna kind of do the whole how you actually stop a horse.
Mhm.
And he's gonna hop off of Dolly's back. He's gonna walk over, grab him by the scruff, and pull him to his.
Okay. You pick this guy up. And those of you who are further in the back are catching up now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You haul
Nice.
this guy up. You see
Who
dark...
is it, Eliza? Do you recognize him?
Eliza.
Oops, sorry.
It's so good.
I don't know why I called
Own
you
it.
that.
Own it.
I think it maybe is it from a Hamilton reference. I don't know.
Whoever your name is, I've forgotten. I'm sorry, my brain is rotten inside its skull.
You should swap
You
out
haul this
soon.
guy up by the back of his denim shirt, and you see this sort of messy mange of dark black hair and a big thick beard. His eyes kind of blink a few times, and that hit him hard. He's just sort of dazed.
Hello there. You maybe want to explain what the hell you are up to. And also, I wouldn't try to fight it. That ain't the best idea. God
As
has
you're saying
wrath for
this.
a reason.
As you're saying this, you hear sound calling out across the plains. A coyote, maybe? Lone wolf stalking the prairies. You hear it again.
Question. Can I cast Speak with Animals and figure out what they're saying?
And start to hear this howl multiply. And you look to the southern horizon and you see shapes climbing up over a formation of rocks, dark-furred, large, with glowing yellow eyes in the darkness. One of them stands up on its hind legs,
Werewolf ambush.
and you see this creature with dark black fur, a long snout, but standing upright, with the proportions almost like a human. And they snarl. What do y'all do?
Elias is loading up his silver bullets.
Tail is fading.
Immediately, I bought fucking a lot of them. I'm gonna goddamn use them.
How far away are the werewolves?
About 100 feet.
About how many of them do we see?
At the moment, it's kind of hard to tell. It's so dark, and that dark black fur, you think maybe 6, 7?
That's a lot of boofers.
I want to turn to the guy that we have and be like, do you know anything about this?
Yeah, he does. He's a werewolf. Come on. He was planning to be his werewolf friend.
Yeah, but we got him first here before they can get up on us, so I figure we'll deal with him. Or maybe we'll spare you a little bit if you call your buddies off.
Guy looks up. You see a little glint of a smile off of the, 7 or 8 teeth he has in his mouth. I reckon you want to be getting on your horses and heading back to town now.
I don't know if you're blind, but I ride a dog.
What a damn good response.
Regardless,
I'm gonna take out Manifest, my main weapon, and say, well, that bounty said dead or alive, and I'm gonna take aim and shoot him.
okay. You don't even need to roll. You're at point blank range. You just shoot it. Where do you shoot him?
I shoot him in his stupid face.
Okay, you shoot him in his stupid face. The bullet blows through the eye. There's a burst of skull and brain matter out the back, and he just sort of goes limp in your arms, Elias. And as that happens, the werewolves snarl and charge the 4 of you.
Midge would like to, be redundant and cast another gargoyle, since I assume we got to take a short rest.
You did,
Alright.
but I would first like y'all to roll me initiative.
All right.
I mentioned that I loaded up my guns with my silver, right?
You said you were doing that, yeah?
Sweet, awesome, cool.
Just a purely hypothetical question. If I were to take possession of a body that could do super sweet, cool things, am I able to do those super sweet, cool things?
Like lycanthropy?
No, unfortunately.
Damn it.
That's so sad.
Midge got a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20, okay?
Elijah got a 5.
I got a 23, which is a natural 20.
Damn, son.
So glad
Nice.
I got the good roll right now and not any other time in this damn show.
I know the feeling. I think I didn't get any double digits till just now.
I think that's just a 13, but I'm not sure.
Respectable.
Okay. So first to act here is going to be Hestius.
Okay,
Werewolves
okay.
charging at you.
How far away are they from us?
About 100 feet in closing.
Like, by the time I shoot, will they be within 90?
Yeah,
Since they're
yeah,
moving?
we'll say so.
Okay. I want to use my movement quick load feat to reload my weapon. So now I have 2 fully loaded weapons. And I'm going to just go ahead and just do a bunch of shooting. Just going to keep shooting.
Okay.
So with my main weapon, 24.
24 will hit.
All right. And that 5 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll go with my offhand, 20.
Okay, that hits.
That'll be 12 damage.
All right.
Then I'll go with my extra attack with my main hand. 26.
Yeah.
And that'll be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, let me just mark my bullets here. Before I do the thing that I want to do next. And then, just because why the fuck not? I am going to I'm going to do action surge.
Okay.
So I can take 1 additional action and a possible bonus action, so that gives me 2 more shots, right?
Well, at your level, you should have extra attack, so you attack twice when you use the attack action. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, going with my main hand again. 24.
Yep.
8 points of damage, and then going off with my offhand, 12.
12 still hits.
Yay!
Just.
I hit him every damn time. That second one is a 10.
Okay. So you start firing off, lighting up one of these werewolves. You watch the bullets rip. Each impact as the bullet rips through its chest, and it sort of slumps to the ground for a moment. And then looks up with a deep, rumbling growl and gets back to its feet.
Oh, shit! Did y'all see that? I done hit it like every single time, and it didn't do nothing.
Midge, it's your turn.
Well, then maybe we ought to, buckle down. And rather than summoning that minion yet, Midge is going to hop off her horse and hold onto her holy symbol as she chants quietly to her, or not even quietly, she chants quite loudly to herself and begins to, for lack of a better word, mutate a little bit. And she starts to transform into a guardian of nature. She's going to take on the appearance of a great, the guardian of nature she is specifically going to take the appearance of is the great tree. So her fur starts becoming hard bark, and the briar thorns twist, and there's leaves that crop out of her thorns. And she gets a bunch of little benefits. I can send them to you, Matthew, for a record.
No, I know the spell you're using. That's cool.
So she gets a little bit of a beef, and she is on the ground now. So 15 feet around her is now difficult terrain.
Okay.
And she will.
Does that exclude your allies, or is it for everybody?
It is just difficult terrain, so she's going to trot ahead of folks or away from folks.
Okay. Right. Is that going to be it for your turn, Midge?
That was a bonus action, so no.
That was a bonus
As her action, she's going to summon a gargoyle.
Okay.
So she'll be like, all right, buddy, another turn. And reach out to, smack into the earth and try to pull up a gargoyle.
It climbs up out of this crack in the dusty desert. Lets out this hissing roar at the approaching werewolves. Okay. After your turn, the werewolves come charging forward. They're not going to get to you this turn, but Hestius, you hear a sound just behind you, and it sounds like ripping fabric. And as you turn around, you're greeted not with the sight of the man you just shot, but a snarling, black-furred werewolf who, as it turns to you, you just watch its one hollow eye socket sort of fill in and a new eye grow to replace the one you shot. And it is going to try and claw you.
Unbelievably rude.
16 to hit.
Where's my AC on this? That hits, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So it rolled minimum damage, so 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And now it's going to try and bite you.
Wow.
Only rolled a 10.
That does not hit.
Okay. So its jaws snap in your face, but you dodge out of the way. You are not bitten. Next, Cat. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, so, well, first of all, I also rolled for Pepper because they get their own initiative and they got a 6, so they'll go then. But what I'm going to do is, as my bonus action, I want to Hunter's Mark the one close to us.
Okay.
And then I want to shoot him twice with my gun.
Okay, you can do that.
All right.
Just to be clear, you're using regular ammunition?
Yep.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 7 and a 17 to hit.
Okay, the 17 will hit. 7 misses.
Okay. 5 piercing damage. But then I get another 6 piercing damage.
Okay. You fire your bullet. It pierces through the werewolf's chest. It staggers for a moment, then keeps loping towards you.
All right.
What is Pepper going to do?
So Pepper is just going to go and try to do a bite attack on this guy. So, all right. 23 to hit.
That'll do it.
And then, let's see. Seven damage.
Okay. So you watch as Pepper leaps up, sinks his jaws into this werewolf's leg, and tears away, but the werewolf does not seem to be fazed by the wound, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Then we come to Elias.
Well, I have silver bullets. So does it take an? Did I already put them in my pepper box, or is it going to
I'll
take
say
an
you took-
action?
I'll say you took the opportunity to swap out the bullets in your pepper box.
Awesome. So, as my bonus action, because there's one behind me now too, right?
There's one right next to you, actually. Yeah.
Right next to me. Oh, cool. How close is right next to me?
Well, did you walk away from the dude after he got shot in the head, or did you just drop him?
A little bit.
Okay, then he's a little bit away.
Honestly, probably would have just dropped him. It's gonna be.
Okay, then he's standing right next to you.
Well, that would be disadvantage if I shot him that close, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't. Oh god. Okay, I'm just gonna. He's gonna just kind of pull himself back, like a 5 feet back.
Sure.
It's invoking an attack of opportunity, but honestly, I need.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that.
Okay, this is with the claws. Wow, 4 damage. He keeps rolling crap with his claws.
How much?
4. Mm-hmm.
Alright, my turn. I'm leveling my gun to him and just gonna
Okay.
hopefully my gun doesn't A, misfire, or B. B for bullet. Okay, so that's natural 20.
Nice.
As a nat 20. So do you do the double the dice or double the?
So, what I'm gonna have you do is, what is it? A D10 normally?
D10. Every box is D10 here.
So you're gonna do 10 plus D10 damage plus your modifier.
10 plus D10,
Mm-hmm.
and the modifier for that would
Dex.
be Dex. So let's just. So 12.
12 points. Okay. He's gonna take 24 because it's silver.
Yeah, he is. And as a bonus action, I'm summoning a spiritual weapon,
Nice.
and I'm gonna use my bonus action to I can blap him with that too, right?
Blapping is the technical term, yes.
It's in the PHB.
I haven't played a cleric in such a long time.
Can your spiritual weapon be a silver bullet?
Just a silver bullet that keeps bopping him in the head. No, make it a pistol. You can pistol whip him with it.
Oh, that is absolutely. I'm just fucking pistol whipping this son of.
That would actually make sense.
Non-loaded gun.
I mean, I don't think, in this time frame, the spiritual weapon wouldn't. It would look like a gun. That's what we
Yeah.
have.
I mean, I could look like my holy symbol.
So, go ahead and roll the attack
Slap
for
him
your
with your
second
rosary.
weapon.
That's probably. That's probably not gonna hit. It's gonna be a 3 plus 6.
Nope. You needed a 12, so that does not hit. But you did hit him hard with that silver bullet. Okay, is that going to be the end of your turn?
And
Okay, Hestius, we're back to you.
Okay. So when I've noticed Eli hitting them, they're staying down, or they look like they're taking more damage.
Well, the one that got shot by Eli actually just howled out in pain, and you watch as like blood starts gushing from the wound. The other ones, when they get
Okay.
shot, it's like it doesn't even phase them.
Hey there, preacher man. We're gonna bullets over here.
Maybe you should have thought of that before we left.
I'm not preparing to hunt werewolves. Supposed to be going on a dress run.
Listen, werewolves come in at any time.
We were basically bridesmaids, alas.
Can I try and bum some silver bullets as my action?
If
Yes,
Elias allows
Yeah,
you to
Elias
just reach
allows-
into his pockets, then yeah, sure.
Is bumming a bonus action?
Can I bonus action? Yeah, no. He's
Okay.
gonna let him.
I'm gonna
Just let me know.
I'm gonna action. I'll take, if I can, I'll take 12, 6 for each.
Okay.
So, or is it 4? How big is the pepper box?
Pepper box is 4. This
4.
is a 4-barrel pepper.
So
yeah,
then
it's a
I'll take
4-barrel.
8. I'll take 8. And I will then use my quick load to load my weapon. My main load as my weapon. So I have a gun with 4 silver bullets and then a gun with 2 regular bullets.
Okay. Quickly swap out your ammunition.
That's what I got. That's all I can do. I take it because bumming is my action.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Midge, what would you like to do?
Midge, still in sort of bark tree nature spirit form. Matthew, the gargoyle gets its own initiative. Do you want me to run the gargoyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just, for this convenience sake, say it acts after Midge's turn.
Okay, cool. Midge is going to reach down to her holy symbol, which is still hanging at her neck, and look for, is there a werewolf that is among other werewolves? Like, not really in, like, they haven't reached the others yet? Like a little clump of them?
Yeah, they're all kind of running as a pack towards you.
All right, then she's gonna try to pick one in the middle of that clump, and 1 second, let me pull the thing. She's gonna reach into her water skin, pull a drop of water, and cast Ice Knife. So she has
Nice.
a big stabby thing, and she throws the ice knife. She's gonna do that at 3rd level.
Okay.
So I'm making a ranged attack with it. That is a 24 to hit.
That'll do it.
All right, so the one I hit is going to take 1d10 piercing damage. That's a 9. And then the shard hits the werewolf and then just explodes. And any creatures within the target and any creatures within 5 feet of it have to succeed on a dex save or take bonus cold damage.
Okay, they got a 13 on their deck save.
My DC is a 14, so they all take 2d6 cold damage.
Nice.
Or I could chuck my d6. That also works.
Just throw it across the room. It's a 6 now.
2 1s? Bullshit. Okay, so that's 2 cold damage to
Or a Minotaur.
the werewolves.
Okay.
And then the gargoyle is gonna... Dealer's choice. It's gonna pick a werewolf and start
Sure.
clawing at it. 9 probably doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay, and it can do a multi-attack. So, oh, Jesus. 9. Okay, so Gargoyle's just like, just really slow and lumbering, trying to like suss out the werewolves and can't quite get a beat on them.
Okay.
All right, end of my turn.
End of your turn. At this point, at the end of their movement, the wolves are going to be right on top of you guys. So they're going to try and tear you apart.
As they do.
First attack roll was a natural 1.
Oh,
Towards who?
Suck it, you dumb animal. This is why you don't make no demons to turn into werewolves. You don't stupid and you can't aim.
Exactly. Next is a 13 at Midge.
Midge's armor is a 14 right now.
Okay. Then we've got an 8 at Hestius.
That does not hit, you dumb, stupid dog.
And a 21 at Hestius.
That one does hit. You got real lucky because I was distracted yelling over there.
So you take 8 points of piercing damage as it bites into you.
Ow.
Then we've got a 15 at Cat.
That hits. Do they have advantage?
They do not currently.
Okay.
We're so squishy.
So Cat, you're gonna take 8 points of slashing damage.
I'm gonna take 4 points of slashing damage.
4 points of slashing
Somebody
damage.
got the same feat I do.
And then a 9 bite. I'm pretty sure is gonna miss you, Cat.
Yep.
You're just
Elias.
ducking and dodging.
15 to hit on the
And
claws.
ducking,
That hit.
and praying and hoping.
6 points of slashing. And a nat-
DM,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a question.
Sure.
For the racial things, I took dragon hide.
Okay.
So, is my AC from my leather duster added on top of that, or is it without it? So I just have a 13
It's
AC.
only if you're not wearing armor, you get the benefit for it.
Only if you're naked.
I mean, he's not naked, but he's got his dragon hide. Okay, cool. Good to know.
He
Also,
was earlier.
tell me how much I'm hurt.
A natural 20 for the bite.
Oh no!
Oh
That tracks. That tracks for our luck.
no! Checks for Cadence.
Take 13 points of damage from the bite.
Oh no! I've been bitten by a werewolf. Whatever shall I?
Hold on, let me roll my constitution at disadvantage. What could happen?
Oh no, I feel the transformation overcoming me. Oh no!
It's like Elias had bit the leather armor. Oh, I'm just gonna turn into a werewolf.
I would
All right,
never
so-
want
Alright, we're
to
done,
be
we're done.
a
I'm sorry, we're done.
dragonborn werewolf.
Ooh,
Tempted.
that'd be scary.
This is
Okay.
just the banter that happens during
Okay, sorry.
combat.
Yes, Matt.
And then the last one, who's the one who got shot in the face earlier, rolled a 9 and an 18 against Hestius.
Do I have to make a con check?
Well, that second one hits me.
Not now.
Oh, not now.
So 4 points of damage, Hestius, as another one bites into you.
Ow!
Another one bites the grin.
And we're now at Cat's turn.
Alright, so I want.
No one gave Angela the credit she deserves for that joke.
Thank you.
I want to imbue Pepper's attacks with magic with a second level spell slot. So that's what I'm going to use my action for. And then Pepper is going to attack that same one again, the one that we shot the first time.
Okay.
Alright.
You incant this spell. There's a slight flash of bright green nature energy as Pepper's claws just get a little sharper and their fangs get a little longer.
Alright, so that's a 14 to hit.
That hits.
Alrighty. That's 9 magical damage.
9 damage. Okay. This time Pepper leaps up, sinks his teeth into one of these wolves' flanks and just tears, and the blood starts to pour. The wolf howls out in pain. Okay. Is that going to be it for Pepper's turn?
Yep, that's all for Pepper.
Elias.
Well, ow! I was bit. Which one is the fucker that bit me?
Just one of the ones standing next to you. Feet from you.
Oh, that's valid. He's gonna take a shot at one that's actually no. He's gonna reach over and he's gonna grab this thing and he's gonna cast inflict wounds at 30.
Nice.
You don't fucking bite me. He's a man. No.
What'd you get? Okay. You go to reach out and grab this werewolf, but you don't make contact, and the necrotic energy of your spell just disperses.
Damn it. Okay, bonus action, gonna bap it.
Okay. Roll to bap.
Oh, that's gonna hit probably. 14 plus 2.
Okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
Right, and that was at a 2nd level. I believe I cast that. No, was it first? I cast it at 2nd level. Yeah, because I have these spells stuck on. So that's gonna be a D8. Okay, that's gonna be 6 points of I believe it's bludgeoning damage.
Force damage. Yep. Okay. This magical pistol smacks into it, lets out a howl of pain. All right.
Take that, you ugly fucking dog.
Hestius, we're back to you.
Okay, are any of them dead?
No.
None of them are down. And there's 7 of them?
There's currently 7 of them swarming onto your company. One of them looks hurt real bad. It's the one you shot in the face earlier.
Yeah, well, I hope he's hurting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and level both my weapons and do some shooting.
And you are currently in melee. I don't know if that is disadvantage for you or...
Oh yeah, I didn't take that feat where it's not.
Okay.
No, I don't want disadvantage. We don't have enough bullets for that. So I'm gonna aim at one that's a little further away so I can actually shoot it.
Okay.
I'll just hope that someone else will take care of him. Okay, here we go. Let us begin. Main-handed weapon here.
Do you
21?
maybe point? Do you maybe shoot the one on Kat since you are indebted to her?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and you hit?
21, that hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
8 points of damage, and then with my offhand, 24 hits. That'll be 6 points of damage. And then I get to shoot one more time here.
Your offhand had regular bullets in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately it doesn't have any effect.
I know, but there's nothing I can do about that. Ooh, 9 on my second one.
Nope.
Nope. I just hit it that one time then.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. And I wasted a bullet! Ah!
Okay. Midge, we come back to you.
Sorry, and I'll use my movement to reload. So at least my main hand has silver bullets like chalked up.
Sure.
Alright, Midge is gonna throw another ass knife at 2nd level this time.
You're throwing an ass knife?
Yes.
I heard ass knife too.
I threw a knife at that ass. It is by
Okay.
virtue then an ass knife.
Just imagining,
Beautiful lad.
just imagining a furry werewolf ass and an ice knife sticking into it.
That was a natural 20.
Alrighty then.
So it does 12 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Up to you whether or not that that then becomes does the cold damage also double if they fail the dex save?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Then yeah, it's a dex save.
Which one were you throwing at, by the way?
Ideally something away from 5 feet of people, but if we started getting problems with that, not sure what the spread was right now with all of them.
You're all pretty clumped together, to be honest.
Can I find someone the furthest back from the group?
Okay.
The fewest number of people have to make that dex save.
That's probably the one fighting with or attacking Cat at the moment. So.
Cat's dexterous. She's fine.
Okay. So
I
Cat,
am.
make a dex saving throw, Cat.
And ideally, please beat a 14.
Okay. Werewolf got a 9.
Come on, Cat.
I got a 9, but I think I might have something for this. I'm not positive. Maybe not.
Okay. So.
Well, that did I'm sorry, Cat. That did 24 cold damage.
Am I surprised by this attack? Please say no.
No.
So I can have that damage.
There you go.
Sure.
Sorry, Cat.
And that is going to be enough that the one that was attacking Cat gets this ice knife in its chest. It then explodes, and these sharp shards of magical ice crystal fly into its face and across its body, and it flops over on the ground. It's currently motionless, bleeding out.
I'll stop doing
Was that the one that I had my hunter's mark on?
Yeah, that's the one you had your hunter's mark on.
Okay.
So on your turn, you can move it to another one.
Yeah.
Is that going to be it for your turn, Midge?
Yes, that is going to be it for my turn. How many are on Elias right now? I'm sorry, I missed that. Just...
Currently, Elias is kind of sandwiched between 2.
Okay. The gargoyle, Midge gonna yell. Midge thinks for a minute. Would Elias thank me for this? And then yells at the gargoyle, hey, get that flanking one. And the gargoyle's gonna go for the one behind Elias and do 2 claw attacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It does one of each. It does a bite and a claw. That's a 16.
That'll hit.
Okay. And a 14.
That will also hit.
Okay, cool. So that's
A sweet angel.
so that's 10 damage total, piercing and slashing. I don't know if the gargoyle does magical. I don't think so, based on this.
It would count as magical for the gargoyle. Okay. And that's enough. The gargoyle comes up at this werewolf that's still wearing like the shredded remains of a pair of jeans and just claws and bites into it, tears away some of the flesh, and this werewolf falls to the ground, clutching at their wounds. Does not get back up on their feet. So you've taken out 2 of them. But it's now their turn. It's not going to help if they roll a 3. Or a 6. So, first 2 attacks against Midge miss. Another 3. 14 against Testius. That'll do it, okay.
Hit.
Testius, you take 8 more points of bite damage.
Ah!
With the 3s. 19 against Cat.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You're going to take 6 points of damage. You're also bitten.
Alrighty.
An 18 and a 6 against Elias.
The 18 definitely hit.
Cool. So that's
Not really.
5 points of slashing damage from the claws, Elias. And then we go back to Het. Your turn.
Alrighty, so can I try to go over and grab some silver bullets from Elias?
Sure.
By
Elias allows
all
it.
means. By all fucking means.
What sort of action will that take? Like, will that take my action or?
Just your action, yeah.
Okay, and then can I reload with my bonus?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do that this turn.
Okay.
And then Pepper will go find another one of them to bite.
Okay. I'm assuming since you would protect Elias, that Pepper is naturally just going to go over there and try and
Yeah.
protect Elias as well.
Yeah. So that's a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright. That's 5 damage.
5 points of slashing damage. All right. Pepper leaps up, rakes the claws along this werewolf's back. And Elias, it's now your turn.
So I have to ask you a question as the storyteller.
Sure.
When you run spellcasters, can I use both an action and a bonus action to cast spells, or do you do it where you can only do one or the other, and the other one has to be?
You can cast one leveled spell and a cantrip.
Okay. Sorry, my laptop just decided to... So, as a bonus action, Elias is gonna kind of look around. How is everyone?
Midge is peachy keen.
I mean,
in her
I'm
bark
bitten,
form.
but I'm not that bad, like, HP wise.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Oh well, then I'm not. I'm fucking healing myself. I look like.
Fair.
Yeah, he does not look good.
You kind of look
So-
like shit, Elias.
Thank you for the kind word. He's gonna use a He's gonna bonus action healing word himself.
Yep. Okay.
Can I do 3rd level bonus?
Yeah.
So he's just gonna start praying to himself, like just being like Lord, like cure my like knit my wounds closed, like save my soul, like that. It's gonna be 3d4 plus 3. Then I roll that real.
Welcome, World Anvil. Thank you for the raid.
Thank
Hello,
you,
World
Anvil.
Anvil.
We are in the middle of rootin', tootin', shooting, and fighting werewolves.
It is literally.
Yes. Caden is unsure if he wants to fight or join them.
Oh my god!
Currently making a Constitution save to not
Oh, I do need
faint.
to-
at
You
the sight of
arrive,
werewolf.
and our yeehaw intensifies.
Yeehaw intensifies.
Wow.
6 plus 3, so 6, 7, 8, 9 points of healing. And then he's gonna step. How? Where's the nastiest looking werewolf? Like, how bad is it looking, and how far away?
That's probably be the one that is currently trying to bite at you. That Pepper
Yeah.
is helping
gonna-
you with.
He's gonna step back.
Okay. It's gonna
And he-
swipe.
That's
Synthetic 20.
not so.
6 points of slashing damage.
Okay, that's sure. Just take away from most of the health that I just regained. Well, I'm about to fuck his day. Like gritting his fucking fangs, he's just gonna pull the trigger.
Okay.
So it's. Ah, come on! Fuck me! Okay, no, that is.
Okay.
He's getting real irritated. Like, you could see, like, smoke starting to kind of billow out of his nose a little bit, and he's starting to get irritated.
Mm-hmm.
And his ears are kind of twitching, because I took the dragon's breath thing. So that's just...
Okay.
He's getting mad. He's getting...
So we go back to Elfenmit, also known as Hestius.
Okay, so how many are left? Only 2 are dead?
2 are down, you've got 5 still to contend with.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I will... Which one is the worst looking besides the one that has his face blown off?
That one is down.
Oh.
Currently the worst looking one is the one that's trying to take a bite out of Elias.
Oh, that's a different one. Sorry, I thought it was the same one. Okay, I'm gonna shoot at that one. Is it within range? Is it melee range?
It's not in melee range for you.
Okay, then I'm gonna attack that one. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do... Yeah, okay, so I'm attacking with my silver bullet gun. 14.
That'll hit.
9 damage. And then I'm just gonna skip. I'm gonna skip doing the other gun, and I'm just gonna go straight into my extra attack with my main weapon.
Okay.
No, use waste and bullets. 11.
Just misses.
No! That blows. Okay, that's what I got.
Okay. Midge.
Alright, Midge promised not to do ice knife anymore, so she had to come up with a secondary option, with which she is going to stomp on over to who's still got werewolves on him? Werewolf keeps attacking me. Is there
Everybody.
one on me?
Yep.
All right. Well, then I am going to withdraw my something I hadn't even pulled out before. I've got a what's it called? Hold on, I scrolled to the wrong page on my character sheet. I'd like to pull out my cavalry saber and attack.
Okay.
The douche in front of me. And that is a... Please forgive me. It is... That is a 13 plus 2, a 15.
To hit, that'll hit.
All right, great. And that is... that is a 6 slashing damage on it.
Okay. I don't think that counts as a magical attack.
It
though.
is not
It's
magical
not
damage.
magical. Okay. So the blade slices. You see it slice open the front of the werewolf's chest, and the wound just starts to slowly close back over again.
And she will also tell the gargoyle, "You fucked this guy up for me!" And the gargoyle will rush at that werewolf as well and do its bite and claw attacks.
Okay.
13 and an 18.
Both hit.
Fuck, this D6 wants to roll all ones. Okay, that's acceptable. 7, 11 piercing and slashing damage from the gargoyle. 11 total.
Nice.
Midge is just
Time.
making lots of roaring noises, trying to get this thing to back off.
You said 11 points of damage?
11 total, yes.
Okay. It rips through this werewolf. As it was starting to heal from the wound, the claws and bite of the gargoyle just rake down its back, tearing off this huge part of its pelt as the werewolf falls over to the ground, bleeding heavily. That's a third one down now. Okay. And now, 4 werewolves, 4 of you. Let's see how this goes. Midge, that's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
6 points of slashing damage. And a 7, I'm sure, misses.
That misses.
16 to hit Hestius. 7 points of slashing damage. And then 15 also hits. Oh, that's the wrong die. 3 more points of bite damage. Let's see. Cat, it's going to be a 6, which I'm sure misses, and a 13.
That ties my
Okay,
AC.
so that does actually hit you. For 5 more points of bite damage.
Cool.
And finally, Elias. Natural 20 on the claws.
Jeez.
$14 points of slashing damage. Whoops, and I threw my d20 across the room. Hang on.
Bye. I don't need it. I'm good.
Are you down?
Almost.
All right. The next attack was a 3, so it didn't hit you with a bite.
Elias looks fucking bad, y'all.
Cat, it's your turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm bonus action switching my Hunter's Mark to the one attacking Elias.
Okay.
And am going to shoot at it.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll. So it'd be 10 plus d10 plus your dex damage.
Plus I get my Hunter's Mark
Plus
Yep.
your hunter's mark.
added
Which also,
to that.
The power of friendship.
your hunter mark is normally a d6.
Yep.
So add 6 to what you roll on the die.
Okay. So 6. 28 points of damage.
Okay. 8. What's it at? Okay.
Is it down?
It is not. It
I
is
have one more attack.
just hanging on.
So
Okay.
Woo, woo, all aboard the
natural 19, then plus whatever
that's
I would
gonna hit.
add. So 15 points of damage.
Hell yeah.
Okay, yep. 2 shots square through the chest, and this werewolf falls to the ground.
And then I'm gonna take my move to get closer to Elias
Okay.
for this.
Alright, so Elias, the one that has been savaging you, is now a bloody mess. You seem
And
to
then
be-
Pepper's gonna go after a different one.
Okay.
Thank you.
10 to hit?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Excuse me. Elias, it's your turn.
I have been goddamn useless in this fight.
Someone's got to play tank.
Yeah, thanks for that, man.
And he's gonna just smack himself on the chest and cast Cure Wounds. Because, ow! Ow! So that's a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Nice! Oh. 11 points.
There you go.
So now I'm at 7.
Nice.
Cool, I'm at 17 out of 45. That's... would I... No, because that's my action. That was my action.
Yes, sir.
I still have my spiritual weapon.
Yes, sir.
What is the next nearest one? Can I just... whap? Do my best to bop. Bop it. Twist it. That doesn't
Cleave
hit.
it.
Cleave it. That's 9.
Okay.
Does
That,
9 hit?
nope.
And then All right. Elias is, if there is no one around him,
Mm-hmm.
Elias is gonna like backpedal like 20 feet. Like he's like, I need to get myself out of the fucking city. So he's just gonna get out his gun like,
Okay. We are quickly running out of time. We've actually gone over the time I had planned for this. So we're gonna, I think, shift into moments to quickly resolve this. For those of you who are unfamiliar with moments, it's basically just a narrative way of explaining how the battle is going to conclude. You guys are going to win this. You've already whittled them down. So, Hestius, why don't you give me this? Describe something awesome that you do in these last minutes of combat.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty frustrated because I haven't done a damn thing. I had all ass shots right at the start of this battle, and they didn't do anything. So I've got my only 2 silver bullets left in my gun,
Mm-hmm.
and so I get ready and I level it at whatever one was just attacking Eli, and I'm bleeding a bit. I've been scratched a bit, and I'm like, all right. I know that I am technically a spectral figure that possesses things, but when I say that things that die should stay dead, I mean it. And I'm gonna fire off 2 rounds.
All right. So you fire off these 2 rounds, and they just tear through this werewolf. 2 shots straight to the cranium. It falls over. Midge, why don't you narrate a moment for us?
Midge calls on the gargoyles like, you back them up, pointing at Cat and Hestius, and Midge is going to trot towards Elias, going all, I am Moot, and as a tree person, and will lay hands on Elias's shoulders, and give him a real high dose of cure wounds, a 3rd level, to like bring him up and be like, all right, boy, stand the fight. And basically her moment is supporting and getting Elias back in a position where he can actually stand well.
Nice. Okay. Cat, narrate a moment for us.
So I think I go to take 2 shots at one of the werewolves, and one of them misses, but the other one hits. And it's kind of on its last legs, and then Pepper ends up going in like final bite to kill.
Right. You fire off 1 shot, it hits this werewolf in the abdomen, it sort of doubles over, and as it does, Pepper just takes the opportunity to leap up, sinks its jaws into the werewolf's throat, and tears it out in this spray of blood. And then Elias, you get the final moment here.
As he's just kind of looking at what's left, and he's furious. He has done very, very few things in this fight. He keeps failing, and all he can think about is his past and how many times he's failed. So he pulls out his pistol, his pepper box, and he goes up to one of the werewolves. But before he pulls out his pistol, actually goes up to him, grabs it by the lower jaw, rips its mouth open, and dragon's breath straight into its mouth before taking his pistol, putting it to its stomach, and pulling the trigger.
Nice.
He's fucking mad. It's fire, by the way.
Yeah. A blast of draconic fire straight down this werewolf's throat, and then final shot to finish it off. And the sounds of battle come to an end. You look around you and you see the corpses of 6 naked individuals, human, elf, various and sundry races, and the one that you came out here to find, still with the like Hulk shreds of jeans hanging off his body.
For good measure, to each and every one of them, Elias puts a silver bullet in the skull.
Right, just to be sure.
Yeah. There's a cold fucking look in his eye as he does it, too. He's like praying.
You sling the murderer's body over one of your horses, carry it back to town, collect your reward, and the following morning carry on to continue your contract to escort Miss Rockefeller to Garnet City. But before we close out, I would like 2 Constitution saving throws, one from Elias and one from Kat.
Oh god, we're doing this together, buddy.
You got it.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I rolled badly, so I'm gonna use one of my hit die to see if I can bump it up enough.
Okay.
Is that something I can do?
Nope, that's a tracker feature.
Cool, that sucks for me.
A 14.
14. What'd you get, Elias?
That's gonna be a 3.
Oh!
It's what he always wanted.
No, it wasn't. Trust me, it's fucking not. Caden.
Well, then Caden can take solace in that.
About a month later, as y'all are setting up camp, you're about halfway on the trip back from Garnet City to Clearwater, and you're setting up camp under a bright, beautiful full moon. Elias, you're just looking up in the sky, and, well, that's another story. So, we're going to end it there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are going to do a giveaway in chat for everyone who entered for our World Anvil giveaway. Again, this is our last day for the Nerdsmith subdrive. Head on over to nerdsmith.org/subdrive to see all of the tiers and bonuses you can get if you subscribe today. It is the last day. We also have, coming up later tonight, we have the final stream of our subdrive, which is the premiere episode of Shenanigoons on this very channel, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Do not miss it. It's going to be a hoot and a holler.
It's like our we had a premiere a couple weeks ago, but this is like, okay, now we're doing it weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
One last time we'll go around and say who we are and where you can find us. My name is Matthew A. Seibert. You can find me on Twitter at Matthew A. Seibert. I'm not that inventive. I'm also the DM of the Land Above podcast. You can find me on this very Twitch channel Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific for Homebrew Studio. Caden, go.
Oh god, well since you said your full name, my name is Caden Percival Roland Matthias Haroon, also known as That Bitch. I'm at Fatebound Night on Twitter. I'm on Countless Heroes as Nathaniel Brill, as stated earlier. I also do art, and I do cosplay and music, so if you want to follow me over at my Twitter, maybe even my Instagram under the same name, Fatebound Cosplay for cosplay, Fatebound Night for art. Feel free to. I sometimes take commission. I did the character illustrations for the game today. Yep, that's me. Hi. Bye.
Kat, or Allie, rather.
I'm Allie. You can find me on most things as Perfect Casima. So Twitter, Twitch, Tenor. Follow me on Tenor. Actually, follows don't matter on Tenor. But I make a ton of GIFs, way more than I should, and I've never stopped talking once in my life.
Ew.
Heavenly.
Hello, I'm Heavenly. This world was named after you guys didn't know that. Gates. It was named after me, so it's just something that's really cool. It's a fun fact. It's 100% true. You can follow me on Twitter at @tis_aliens, where I have a schedule up of all the places that you can catch me. But for Nerdsmith, you can catch me here on this Twitch channel every other Tuesday. It's not this Tuesday, obviously, because I am here, but it's but next Tuesday, every other Tuesday, Final Rites with Angela. And also every other Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, Monster Crush. Put it in your ears.
I like that tagline.
Put it in your ears. Angela.
And I am Angela McCain. I am a person here on Nerdsmith. You can find me tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific on Shenanigoons, playing Adelaide, a fighter. You can also find me on Countless Heroes as Syl the Barbarian, and on Final Rites, as Heavenly said, as Jovi the Mixologist. And yes, that is a class I'm playing. And also on Discover RPG tomorrow at Wednesday, or tomorrow is Wednesday, noon Pacific. And you can find me at darling_gypsum on Twitter. And yeah, that's all.
All right. Do we have a giveaway winner?
Oh, hold on. I'm in charge of that. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Angela.
We do. Frosty10001. I'm gonna assume it's binary just for shits and giggles. You have won because this is our last community event. You won our best thing we have left, which is a 12-month Grandmaster membership to World Anvil. So that's a thing. Congratulations. It's gonna be awesome. And
Congratulations.
I very much hope that you enjoy that particular amazing subscription to World Anvil. We will reach out to you as soon as possible with your code so you can redeem it and start using it. Please share what you start working on with us. Tweet at us at We Are Nerdsmith and tell us what you're doing with your World Anvil. So
Yes,
excited.
thank you again. Thank you again to World Anvil and Die Hard Dice, our sponsors for the Nerdsmith Network.
The Smartsmith.
And I think that is pretty much it. As we go out tonight, we are going to run a little trailer promo for Final Rites, which will be in this time slot next Tuesday.
We're good. We're fine.
And I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for coming, and we're already out. Nope, we're back.
No, we're not. I promise. He put me in charge. I should never be in charge. It's fine. Keep going, Matthew. You can wrap. I'll push out your command.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, Final Rites, fantastic streaming show next Tuesday at this time slot. I swear we're professionals. Not really. And hit the button, Angela.
Oh, now?
Yes.
Bye, everybody.